Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Heroes Lounge. I'm your caster, Bahamut. On the left, we have got the members of Ice Cream Truck, and on the right, it is going to be Uark Esports. Thank you for joining me on this Monday night. We've got two best of threes coming at you this evening. We're going to be having Heroes of the United States versus For Fun's Sake coming up at 6:30 PDT. But first, no, it's at 6 PDT, excuse me. But first, we're going to go ahead and have this matchup. These are both Division 3 matchups for Heroes Lounge, and we can actually take a peek over at some of the map bans that did take place before this. We can actually kind of update everyone on that situation. The home team is Ice Cream Truck, so they're going to go ahead and ban out both Sky Foundry. Uark is also going to be then banning out Infernal Shrines. Dragonshire was taken out by the members of Ice Cream Truck, and Battlefield of Eternity was banned out by Uark Esports. Alterac passes our game number 1, and we're going to see who's going to take this game, as we do have our first pick already going to be popping out here. Excuse me. Second ban going to be popping out here in just a second. Apologies on that one. I thought I heard the other noise. Okay, sorry. My friend's sending me memes, and they're quite good. Quite. All right, I just gotta make sure I'm in the right Discord channel so I can monitor any sort of draft changes. So we're gonna be having a Nubrak banned out on the left-hand side. We have a Samuro and an Arth that's being taken away here. I did take a peek, and I do think that there is a Samuro player over on the side of Ice Cream Truck in the form of King B. Yo, Kriv. Hey, Chess. How's it going? And Ash. How are all of you? Thanks for coming by. I hope you're having a great night. Looking forward to the HOTUS games tonight. I am too. I saw that on the list, and I was like, that's gonna be a good pickup. I'm gonna definitely grab that Here's the United States game. I hope you're having a great night, Chess. I saw you guys were all playing some unranked, and I hope your games go well. Share the memes. All right, hold on. We'll get to that in just a second. So we're going to be having a Dahaka first pick, so it's going to be offering some global pressure across the map. Not a bad idea at all right away. He does have a lot of priority, much like on Dragonshire, which was banned out, but a map like this where he can brush talk in, kind of play that global threat and be in a lot of places at once. Lieutenant Morales, Vala, not a bad idea as a synergy. Vala making some strides coming back into the meta here, but Joanna will be picked up. And it's going to be with an Ana. So they're going to lock down their main tank, their bruiser, as well as their support on the side of Uark Esports. And I actually really like that as a triple threat. Now, getting into bans, we can talk about all that, but I think we want to talk about memes. So the meme being this, my friend sent me this it says, so this dude's name is Jason Doctor, okay? He got a PhD, so his name is Dr. Jason Doctor, which to me is... This is just stupid. It's beautiful. I love it. Yeah, sorry. That's the dumb humor. This is the guy who does all of my art assets. Explains a lot. We are going to be having Kael'thas being taken out here. Ice Cream Juice Pirates? Well, we could see it. There are a lot of factors for it here. Alterac Pass is a map where you can really kind of dive around here, and it doesn't seem like that's going to be something they're worried about. They're more or less worried about a Phoenix synergizing with any of that, maybe some sort of Planet Cracker, some sort of Purification Salvo, because I'm trying to think, there's no slows currently on their side. That's going to be a variant picked up, though. I want to say Anduin is available this week, but I do not know for certain. Yeah, I'll let that really, really good joke sink into Twitch chat, and I'm pretty sure no one will laugh at it. Finally. Signing Dr. Sighing, Dr. give me the news. Yes. Anduin bans for rounds 5, 6, 7, and 8 EU, and 4, 5. Well, what round are we in North America? I don't know. We are going to be having Li Ming being picked up here with a Sylvanas to round out the draft on the side of Uark Esports. Reset potential huge. Push power with Sylvanas. Also, that Mercenary Camp buff that you can grab with the Mercenary Queen at level 4 is hugely impactful in any siege that you can bring to the table. Even then, I've been drinking too much tea in between while we were getting all set up here. Even then, you can also get something like Possession. I've actually seen teams run that instead, and they just want the push power with Possession. Alarak is going to be on that left-hand side. I did not note that. We have a Stitches as well, so it looks like they're going to be trying to play for some sort of like kidnap composition, lock them down with a taunt, or Colossal Smash, reduce their armor, then blow them up a little bit faster. Let's go back to the draft in a minute. Let's talk about memes. I mean, it's fair. I mean, that's what people come for. They don't come for casted games. Why would you show up for that? Like, you show up for Bandit, co-casting, and my poor attempt at entertaining all of you. No, thanks for all hanging out. I really do appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying the games that we're going to be getting into this evening, and I hope this draft is looking really promising. Realistically, the aggression that comes out from Alarak, I think, is going to be a bit of the outlier coming out from Ice Cream Truck. If they can really stack up that Alarak on his sadism and just body the enemy team and continue to stack that up, and Val is able to just get those little final shots here and there, I think that will be kind of the outlier coming out from the members of Ice Cream Truck. But Uark Esports, they've got reset potential with that Li Ming, and that right there, I mean, there's some low health pool heroes that they can definitely get into. But we got ourselves a game. Let's jump over into our map number 1. Left hand side, we have got the members of Ice Cream Truck with Sneaky CC going to be on that. Stitches, we're going to have Dan Sully going to be on the Varian, DYL going to be on the Sylvanas, King B going to be on that Elrek, and Marco Mix is going to be on the Lieutenant Morales. Baha, give me the memes. It's so very good. On the right hand side, we've got the members of Uark Esports. We're going to be having Jat Taxman going to be on the Dahaka. Moving in through mid, we're going to have Z Blaster on the Ana. We're going to be having Blue Space Hat on the Joanna. Pokemaster J will be on the Sylvanas. I actually said that backwards. The Vala looked like the Sylvanas on the other side. Either way, Neiman will be rounding out the team on the Li Ming. I do believe I had that wrong. Yeah, I said DYL's on Sylvanas. It's just they got Christmas skins. It's close enough. They're stacked up. Can we increase the delay on the stream? Not while we're live. And we are doing what Heroes Lounge is required, which is 20 seconds. Because that is in the rules. Unless they've changed the rules to 5 minutes. That'd be new to me. On the top lane, we're going to be having King B going into Jax Taxman. This is going to be a fairly easy back and forth between the two of them. More or less, Alarak is going to be able to push this wave in, but Dahaka's wave clear is going to be a little too quick. And so they're really not going to need to worry about it too much. And the other thing, too, is they also do have that Dark Swarm. So if they do get pulled in and they're kind of getting body blocked by any way, shape, or form of that Alarak, then, well, they just pop Dark Swarm and they walk through the enemy side. Really, really good timing coming out from the side of Uark Esports. They're going to go ahead and grab this camp right away at that 1 minute mark. This will also time out exactly before the first prison camp that becomes available here at the 3 minute mark in the game. So actually, this is going to pop up right about, because it's a minute 30 for the cooldown on this camp. We're actually going to be having Lieutenant Morales starting this on the left-hand side with the help of DYL. And so, yeah, it's pretty much what you'd expect for the early game from both sides. They're going to be a little bit closer on the timing. And the reason you want to grab that the moment it pops up so that you can get it right before the objective is so then you can feed another one of these in during the initial objective phase, and that pulls the enemy members away. You can then have that split pressure. You might be able to then take a fight while you can see a couple members in mid and a couple members around the camp are not showing. You can try and push in that right there. But we do have level 4 here. That will be that Merc Queen for Sylvanas. You can see that those nose are getting a little bit bigger. Sneaky is going to be stepping up here as well. That's going to be the Banshees just to make sure that Pokemaster J is right out of there. They're like, it's not worth it. Yo, Syntax, thank you so much for the subscription. I very much appreciate the support, my friend. I will resend your alert when we get out of here. Yeah, I played against Uark before. Not in Heroes Lounge, though. Well, welcome, Lupus Hots. How you doing? Hope you're having a great day as well. But thank you, Syntax, for the Tier 1 subscription, 2 months in a row. Very much appreciated, my friend. We have the first objective popping up here, and this is exactly what I was talking about. We should have some low cooldowns on these camps. You got 20-some seconds. Going to be a little bit longer on this left-hand side, so they might delay that out a little bit later. The other thing to note, too, is that we still have this Dahaka in the top lane and is going to be able to rush talk down as necessary. And I was wondering why they used the burrow, because it's like a 20-second cooldown, roughly. I do believe it's like a 20-second cooldown on the burrow. And it was mostly just to deny Alarak the Chaos Rain stacks, which I don't think it's the longest cooldown for that, so we should be able to grab another Discord Strike and hit Jax Taxman. But still, denying singular stacks, that's a big thing. Because that could be the one stack that they need some point later in the game to already be done and have that extra damage. Excuse me, actually. Yeah, Discord Strike damage, Discord Strike damage, Discord Strike damage. And this is what I'm talking about. Jack's Taxman doesn't really need to worry about that too much. Here's going to be that camp grab, but they're not going to put Sylvanas there just yet. Sneaky's trying to go ahead and get the channel on this. That just cycling through abilities from the side of Uark Esports. They're doing their best right now. Going to use those Banshees as well, but Blue Space Hat has stepped forward. Hook does go out onto Z-Blaster. This is going to be Ana dropping the Biotic Grenade on themselves, but unfortunately it's not enough. The other thing to note too is that we do have that taunt from Dan Sully. They're going to be able to then lock down said player a little bit better. I really, really like that play coming out. The only thing to note though here is that the Alarak was not there, so they're not going to be really benefiting from that sadism, if I'm not mistaken. Or actually, did they benefit from that at all? I don't think they did. I'm like 90% sure. Yeah, because it's 3% per sadism for every kill, and we've only had one kill. I was like, because there's like a little bit of a tick on the bar, and I was like, so wait, are we a little bit forward on that? Oh, it is going great, by the way, Syntax. Thank you for coming by. All right, first objective is going to be going over in favor for the members of Ice Cream Truck. They weren't really able to deny this. That kill onto the Ana was just way too much. They actually didn't even rotate the Dahaka out of top lane for the objective, but the other thing to note too is that King B is just dancing up here the entire time. Just like, I got my objective coming. I don't need to clear this wave. Nice pull in though right there. That telekinesis will be a nice added, it's just constant pressure that you can be putting on the Dahaka, and if you can whittle them down, then it forces them to pop their essence a little bit earlier. They also do have the heroic stalker at level 4, so they're going to be, as they use that dark swarm, they will be able to stack that up a little bit faster instead of mostly waiting on the minion deaths, because you can go for the one who collects, where you can get a big bonus from that, but you also need to make sure that you're constantly killing minions for that. Now we do have the step up going out from Blue Space Hat. They forced them away, so bottom lane fort really only losing a little bit of health on that one. The front gate did go down. Jack Texman doing their best in the top lane into King B, who does get a nice telekinesis, and they're fighting within this objective. Oh, that's going to be the burrow. They pop their essence as well. They're going to get a decent amount of healing. That is the objective now falling, so Alarak doesn't have any sort of added damage, and they're staying up in the top lane for quite some bit. They haven't really been, I was about to say, they're kind of way far out here, especially with how many members could be stepping up. The tongue drag the self telekinesis to make sure that tongue drag doesn't connect is just, it's these little things that I absolutely love, especially on Alarak players, because I can't play Alarak that well. I'd usually end up pushing the enemy player into myself with the telekinesis, and then I die a little bit faster. So it's just one of those. Alarak needs to be part of the kill for the sadism to be affected. A sister, yeah, that's what I thought. But it was just, it's one of those things like it has like a little bit on the bar right there. So I was like, wait, did it go up? And then I couldn't remember if he started out baseline with 100, because usually there's amplified force, which takes it down a little bit further. So either way. We can also note that it's 3% per kill, and we only have one kill thus far. We can actually cycle back through some of those other numbers, as we were showing before. We looked at the healing. We can also just go ahead and show the experience coming in for this game, where it's kind of working more so in favor for either team. And I gotta say, it's pretty even. A little bit more structure advantage, a little more on the mercenaries, so they kind of even out in that right there. But overall, it's a very close game. The other thing I want to note too is we have Deadly Charge on the Alarak, not going to be going for the Counter-Strike. So this is going to be some sort of dive into the backline, heckle into Ana, deny some of the healing, or you know, force her away from the friendly team, and focus on herself for that healing, not allowing them to get something like a Neiman or Pokemaster Jade to get healed up throughout that fight. Still in top lane, King V and Jack Texman are just having this just PvP, and it's probably, like, I would assume one of them's loaded up like Hearthstone, one of them's got Netflix open, or he's eating a burrito, because like that's solo lane at this point, right? You're just hanging out, you're just hitting minions. Objective will be popping up fairly soon here, and we don't have either of the camps up and available. I wasn't watching the timing, but we might have them actually fairly soon. Now on the left hand side we do have that up, and it's actually really close timings for both those camps, but prison camp will be opening up in 8 seconds. They're going to rotate into bottom lane. They've got a few people here. I was like, they're not going to try and like add a boss in this lane. I don't think they can burn it down quick enough, and they could scout that out. And the other thing too is they would also be giving that over. Giving over the majority of the objective, as it's only a 40-second counter currently. It's 11 to 11 in levels. We have right side being picked up. Left side is still up and available to be grabbed, and King B still pushing up into Jack's Taxman in top lane, and they're just doing they're doing what Dahaka does best, which is just clear very quickly. But look at this. Li Ming sitting in the bush. I was wondering, are they going to try and get a dive onto Alarak and just reset the sadism further? I guess reset, just be setting it back to the normal spot. He can elect to lose 10% of sadism at level 1 and 7 talent. Yep. Because that's the thing is, usually I see the level 1 talent reducing sadism, and I apologize for missing that kill onto Alarak in the top lane. Usually, so by level 7, I typically see Alarak players with like 80% sadism because they've taken the level 1 and the level 7, which I do not know off the top of my head because I have not played enough Alarak. But Hook does go out. That's going to be the Gorge on the Yana. Condemn pulls them in, slowing them down. Shield Glare, everything being used here. They drop them right in front of Vala, who does have the Rain of Vengeance, the second one to slow down the friendly team. That will be the Nano Booster, the Stim Drone onto DYL, who's just autoing as best they can, but they need to get into this engagement. And realistically, a lot of heroic buttons used there, but no one getting the kill. Z Blaster with half health will be able to walk away, and they have the channel currently in their favor. Whew. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Yeah. Well, I mean, you are an Alarak main, if I'm not mistaken, Crib. Pull in from said Alarak onto Jack's Hatman. Nice taunt as well, going to be coming out from the very end. We're going to be having King B dive into the backline with the deadly charge, but that might have been their undoing as they have gone down right there. Dahaka is traded out, so it's a 1-for-1 thus far. 13 talent here over their opponents for a split second, and now they're going to force their way up over onto this objective, trying to grab this channel in their favor. We have Dahaka down for 18 seconds. This is also, the other thing to note though, is a Dahaka who can brush stalk in right when they spawn. I do think it's still off of cooldown, so we don't need to, let's see, we can actually look, I think. Yeah, it's off cooldown. So we can see them jump into this game at any point. Well, right now. We are going to be having Alarak come back in, but that's going to be a reset for Li Ming as now they just go ahead and disintegrate every single person. Marco Mix is going to be able to make it out just a... Oh, that was very close. But they go ahead, they grab this prison camp once again in their favor, and this will be objective number 2 going over in favor for the side of Uark Esports as Jax is trying to get that tongue drag and won't be connecting onto King B. We have Sylvanas over on the right-hand side grabbing this camp. This is actually a really, really big benefit for them because they have the Mercenary Queen. They've also got the objective. So both of these will buff this null camp and they can push as a team through mid lane and they can get a huge catapult pressure in their favor if they can all collapse on this properly. But the big thing is collapsing properly and also getting this null camp into the lane in time. She actually does finish this out just as the objective pops by, which will give them a little bit of a speed boost, but it's going to be a little too fast. Regardless, it'll slow down, they'll catch up, and that's exactly the case. They want to push in through mid, they want to get this fort down and get some periodic catapult pressure in their favor through this lane and also that passive experience gain. We've already got about a level lead in their favor, a little bit less than that, but you can see them already burning this down. They don't have Sylvanas' passive. That was used during grabbing when she was grabbing this camp, but that should be up fairly soon. I don't think it's the longest cooldown in the world, so you can already see that being locked down to one tower. They need to spread it across just so that they can elongate this push pressure, and it doesn't seem like it's the case, but still, they're just shredding right through this with all of these null camps and this objective as well, and now they're focusing up onto this keep, and I think they're realizing, like, wait, we need to back off, or we need to join in on this, because now we have Vala joining in as well as Alarak coming in for a flank. Deadly charges being charged up. You can see them trying to find the angle. They actually stop it right there, but Z-Blaster will be hooked. That will be Vala with the Rain of Vengeance, and they're walking away with this Ana, and I think they know it, so they just say, you know what, everybody leave, don't worry about me, and we'll take 1 death for a keep. Excuse me, 2 forts. Are you gonna be able to? Yeah, I mean Sylvanas is here, but 2 forts and a keep for 1 death. I think that's a very, very good trade in favor for the members of Uark Esports. They've managed to keep their experience lead over the enemy side as well, and they can actually have this Dahaka and Li Ming open up bottom lane a little bit further. They need to play this safe because they don't want to get caught out of position and stagger out another death, because that could be the momentum they need to shift it in favor of Ice Cream Truck so they can bring it back and start to bring this game back in their favor. Regardless, it's not over just yet. 15 to 15. We definitely have some momentum, some experience, and some map advantage in favor for the members of Uark Esports. Ice Cream Truck can still bring this back. Not saying they're out whatsoever. They need to close that experience gap. They need to find their 16s first and then try and go for an even talent tier fight. And that's exactly the case. You can see them rotating as an entire group across the map. They want to just get these clears very quickly, very effectively, and also they don't want to stagger out a death or get picked off. And while they can see the enemy team is in mid lane, they're showing themselves in bottom. I was wondering if they're faking boss or going for it. They showed in lane, and they walked straight into this boss. Alarak does have the telekinesis, so they know that they're here, so they pulled them in. They do have the well being taken out as well. That is also going to... Oh my god, The telekinesis actually ended up saving them, but Varian dives in. They're going to try and get the taunt. That will be the tongue drag going out onto said Varian. The protection will be there as well. Nano boost going out onto Li Ming, who is just currently popping off and getting kill after kill. There was the stim drone used onto the Alarak, but more or less they just need to get right out of there as 3 members have gone down. And Neiman on this Li Ming absolutely destroying. Speaking of destroying, though, we can see what happens when a null camp goes uncontested, and that will be the mid lane fort going down, but I don't think they really care for that, as this will be boss and some extra pressure pushing in through bottom lane. They do have their camp up and available on the left-hand side, and across the board, it's about 10 seconds on average, so they could try and steal away their null camp or just push in through this keep front gate, and I think that's exactly the case. Dahaka's going to need to do some work here, but speaking of doing work, they're actually going to be grabbing the camp. The one thing I was going to notice is that they could be trying to jump up into the top lane or the mid to grab that experience and push out those lanes. But they've got a periodic catapults and all of those, so they're just mostly going to be banking on that. Unfortunately, Sylvanas will be going down here. They have Deadly Charge coming in as well. Alarak trying to get so much value. The hook goes out, just going right between everybody, but unfortunately, that is going to be Ana going down, and with that, they try and stay onto this point as long as possible, forcing the prison guards not to get the channel. Once the hero does start the channel, that will contest it, so we'll stop it immediately, and that is going to be stopped. Actually over halfway right there, as it's 50 seconds total, so they'll be able to make it out with 21 seconds in their favor left on this prison camp, but they've got to wait over 20 seconds for their full team to get back up, and I believe they're about to lose their top lane as well. It's got a sliver of health left on that one. I think this is, though, going to be a forfeited objective. I don't know if they're going to be able to really step up onto this. If they could pull someone out of position and get a pick, maybe, but that's extremely risky, especially without your Ana. No healing, no damage mitigation into the enemy team, or I guess no healing mitigation into the enemy team. Whew. Merc Queen stuns Mercs with 3 curse stacks without activating trait. That is true. That is very true. I thought I saw her spreading it. I thought I saw her spreading it to all of the minions, but that might have been me just glancing. But thank you, Ashmantle. I appreciate that. They are going to be trying to step up onto this point. They've got 9 seconds left. That's going to be the tongue drag going out onto the stitches. They're actually focusing onto this main tank. They get the kill. That will be 1 reset for the Li Ming, as Varian will be going down. They have the stim drone going out onto DYL. They didn't get it in time. They were fighting so much they forgot to contest that point, or maybe they got stalled out of it. Regardless, very good pickup in favor for the members of Ice Cream Truck, but seems like they want to chase some kills and really stagger out some deaths. They're actually going to be rotating into the bottom lane, as they might have caught DYL a little too far out of position. Sleep Dart goes out. That will be the Biotic Grenade as well. They do actually get a keep during this entire time, and I wonder, they don't really have any minions, and the core really chunks into your health, so it seems like this is going to be the reset of the map. They're going to back on out of here and just clear this out. Dahaka, though, going to be caught out of position potentially. They do have that Dark Swarm. Grenade going to knock him away. Ooh, they need to hit a bush, but yeah, I think this is, they're saying to the team, they're just like, you know what? Get push pressure, close that experience gap. We don't have our Vala up for a few more moments, so let's just try and get some value somewhere. And realistically, this objective bought them time, but these 20s are going to be here, and we're going to be seeing the members of Uark Esports playing this so much more aggressive. You can actually see Dahaka backing out of top lane, knowing that the enemy team has not shown on map for a while. They've disappeared, and they don't want to get caught out of position. They're going to play around this fort, but this fort has no health, and we are going to be seeing the friendly team rotating up at this time. Very nice burrow right there, just to make sure that no one gets the hook, and no Gorge to pull them away, and this will be 1 auto, but they don't actually get the fort down at all. That's actually, that is such a frustrating thing to see in any game. It's just like, please take down that fort, because now we get catapult pressure from that every 3rd wave. That's what we want, but we can't get to it because, well, they're 20s, and this is, oh wait, this is risky if they try and go in and steal this away. Hook goes out. Nice use of the Iron Skin right there to deny the Gorge, but even that, I don't think that's the target they want. That's going to be the Isolation going on to 1. I don't know if they actually upgraded right there, but regardless, they're going to be getting reset after reset for this Li Ming, as they just keep getting kill after kill, stepping forward into this. Oh, the Deadly Charge. I was like, wait a minute, why'd you just stop? But Banshee's forward. Oh, they say, you know what? It's not worth it. Let's just back off. Let's go ahead and grab this boss and get us a 3rd keep of the game. Prison locations will be opening up in about 25 seconds. So this will be easily timed out. They'll be able to get in position in time, and they still have their talent tier advantage over the enemy side. This is looking very good for Uark Esports. It's going to be hard to kind of get back into the spot. It's definitely going to be a very hard fight back in for Ice Cream Truck, especially with how far they are behind in experience. They've got about a level and a half before they hit that 20 talent tier, and then more so from the actual level that they need to match. That level, yes, it does give you a little extra damage here and there, and some extra things, but the talent tier that we really need when we're going to be trying to take an even fight in this late game. But objective will be channeled by that Dahaka. Boss has now crashed up onto the keep front gate. This is a nerve-wracking spot to be in on the side of Ice Cream Truck. You burn through this the best you can. And I think they're gonna save their top lane keep, but I think this is going to be objective forfeit. And Core is doing its best to clear. And the other thing to note though is that Core will regenerate health if it hasn't been attacked for a while, but it also will attack things as it enters its domain. So it will constantly be taking damage since it won't be regenerating since it's constantly taking damage. But objective, I think they're trying to go for a fishing hook here. We can see that Stitches does have it at 16. Gorge is up and available. They're just trying to steal one away, but look at Blue Space Hat and Jax Taxman, they're positioning. They're playing this aggressive spot. They can see that hook coming out. They can either pop the Iron Skin or they can go ahead and burrow. Hey, Mike Yoon, how you doing, bud? Thanks for coming by. Thank you for the host. I appreciate that. Thank you, my friend. All right, well, top lane. We got the objective coming. We've got all these members pressuring this up. We've got a Reaver coming in with a wave as well. But 20 talent tier is now here also on the side of Ice Cream Truck. So it's even talent tier. They're ready to fight this. You can already see the Alarak is kind of stepping up. That will be the Gorge onto one of the players that's going to be Li Ming, but they end up getting the Alarak right away. Taunt goes out onto this Li Ming. They're trying to get themselves right out of there. The healing will be good from Z Blaster. Nano Boost goes out as well, and they're just going to be burning down this keep for now. Fishing Hook goes out, but it doesn't connect onto anyone. Alarak is the only one down for now. They want to step up further. That's going to be the Tongue Drag going out onto Valo, who was Stim Drone, but unfortunately you can't really do too much when you're going to be Tongue Drag and stunned out completely. Core being focused now. The GGs are coming out, and that will be game number 1 going over to the members of Uark Esports. GG. Well played. Whew. A very, very, very good game. All right, well, let's watch for some map bans. Really quickly, Sit and Text, thank you so much for that resubscription. I very much appreciate it.
I will follow you to the end of the world. Subscribed.
Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. All right, we just got to wait for the decision from Ice Cream Truck if they want to go map pick or first pick. And then we'll get going here in just a second. We'll show stats once more. Their draft was also much better. I think that their draft was better. If they got the hooks that they were looking for, Tano, like if basically if they were able to play the draft that they made, which was hook, gorge, taunt, Rain of Vengeance, blow them up, Alarak gets sadism, and you just keep buffing your Alarak and you keep getting these kills, yeah, I absolutely agree it will work, but unfortunately, it was really, really well countered by the Joanna and the Dahaka player. And I noted it during the last objective, the way that they were anchoring for the friendly team, they were positioning in that alleyway in which Stitches was trying to get those fishing hooks and gorge but realistically, yeah, you gorge Joanna, she pops Iron Skin, she walks away. Dahaka, maybe you get a pick on him, but even then, he's been so good at just popping those burrows right in time to make sure that they don't get hooked that it's not the case. They said, hey, GG, and I'm like, it's a best of 3. I really confused. Okay. Oh, cool, they're already typing. Wonderful. And the Alarak build was pretty questionable. Hey, all right, you know what? I can't talk to that one, okay? You'd have to ask the resident Alarak player in chat, Kriv. Bandit sleeping. He is. He's adorable. He's a little pooped. We went on a little walk before we did this, and then there was a dog that like just started sprinting down the street towards him. I'm like, oh no, you're 3 times his size. And it was just honestly that dog was more afraid of Bandit than he was of him. So they were fine. Okay, so they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that, and they're gonna do that. Alrighty, let me also mark that in my notebook. And I can't read. Okay. There really isn't an easy hook target besides Ana, but she could be far back. Everyone else is either unstoppable or blink. Well, yeah. That's why you took fishing hook. No, I know what you mean though. I know exactly what you mean though. That's the truth. Unfortunately, is the composition. It had like a direction and all that, blah 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 blah. But I think you nailed it right. There was just no good target for said hook. And when they did, yes, it did work, but we only saw it a couple times. I don't understand how I can't join off of some people. Why? That's the weirdest thing. All right, all that looks set to go. I'm just gonna tell them, here's a Twitch link, and I'm gonna say that I'm ready. Thank you all once again for joining. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for hanging out. And we're gonna get going here into game number 2 in just a moment on Cursed Hollow. I will say this: we got another game coming. I thought I had to burp. It didn't happen. It'll be like the most inconvenient time, like middle of a skirmish. But we do have another match coming up after this one. We have 2 Division 3 Heroes Lounge matches this evening. We're going to be having this one, Ice Cream Truck versus Uark Esports. And we're currently setting up and getting into game number 2 in just a moment. And then at 6 o'clock PDT, so coming up in about 45 minutes, we're going to be having Heroes of the United States versus For Fun's Sake, which I know I'm going to mess up at some point, so we're going to try and figure out a better way to say that. But either way, we got a lot of good games coming in your face. Please get settled in. Get ready to go. It's Monday night. I don't want to. Monday night. Let's watch esports. Welcome back to Heroes Lounge, everybody. Thank you for joining me. On the left-hand side, down 1 game in our best of 3 series, we have got Ice Cream Truck, and on the right, up 1 in this best of 3, we have got Uark Esports. Thank you all for joining me this evening. I am Bahamut, your caster. This is Sandbox Cursed Hollow. Give me a moment. Okay. They caught it. I was like, Littenvarg, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. Someone just, yeah, no, we have to all leave the lobby. You can't. Where's my hero pool? Huh? Oh, someone is. Say I'm in Division 3. How do I request a caster? Unfortunately, you don't. It's like I just look at the list and I'm like, all right, cool, this fits in my schedule. There's actually not a whole lot of NA casters for some weird reason. Like, Heroes Lounge has like 0 NA casters. I haven't seen many people casting. Are they still in lobby? I'm so confused. We have to remake the entire, like, you can't change it to Cursed Hollow unsandboxed. You gotta make a new. Oh, cool, and their captain's offline. We're just getting set up for our next game here. And just gotta figure out. Is there a new lobby? Ah, all right, cool. Woo. Kekas? Thank you for the follow. I'm sorry if I murdered your name. Yeah, no, NA casters was most disappointing part of Heroes Lounge, of last Heroes Lounge season. Well, the casting last game was good, and I was a fan. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I actually, I did a ton of casting last season for Heroes Lounge. I do a lot of casting for every channel. Speaking of, if you enjoy my casting, please go ahead and hit that follow button. I do a lot of casting on this channel. That's the majority of what I stream is. I cast Heroes of the Storm. There's a couple streams here and there where I'll actually do a, I'll actually play, like, Hero League myself or something, but it's, most of the time I enjoy casting. I enjoy hanging out and talking with you all, but let's get into this. We got our game. Welcome back once again to Heroes Lounge. I'm your caster, Bahamut. On the left-hand side, we have got Ice Cream Truck, and on the right is going to be Uark Esports. This is a best-of-3 series, so we got some good action coming up to your face. But we've also got another Division 3 best-of-3 after this one, so don't you go anywhere. Make sure you get yourself a drink and get settled in. We can go ahead and check in on those maps, as I do believe we didn't get a chance to do that in the last time we were in this draft. The home team is Ice Cream Truck. They banned out Volskaya Foundry. Uark Esports banned out Infernal Shrines. Dragonshire was also banned out by Ice Cream Truck, as well as Battlefield of Eternity from Uark. Uark definitely showing that they do not like the Diablo maps in this game, but Ice Cream Truck says, you know, we'll take you to that Alterac Pass, and unfortunately they're going to be taking a loss there. They opted for first pick for game number 2, and Cursed Hollow is going to be the map chosen by the members of Uark Esports. And I'm here in the draft flying by, so let's go ahead and jump on into the draft once again, as it is going to be the Ana and the Arthas once again being banned out here. I'm already following. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh my god. Terra, we're just gonna go Terra. Terraziger? Thank you for the follow. Dan Selly, thank you so much for the follow. And Littenvarg, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate all of you literally doing them in the exact moment. And also, thank you, Kaim, for always already being following. Hotscaster, good friend of J How, you got my follow easy. Thank you so much. I apologize for murdering your name, and I probably got it wrong, but that is definitely the MO on this channel, is me not reading things correctly half the time, because words like to rearrange themselves. But a Nubrak will be banned out as well, or excuse me, Nubrak will be the first pick on the side of Ice Cream Truck, and Dahaka Li Ming, high priority once again for Uark Esports. We saw Li Ming in that last game pop off, and Cursed Hollow, it's another map where, yeah, she gets that poke value, she gets that reset value, and it's terrifying. We are going to be having a Kael'thas being taken out, or being picked up here, as well as I don't know why I want to say that everyone's banned out, but everybody's banned. No one's in this game. That is going to be also, speaking of bans, we did have an Ana Zeratul on the side of Ice Cream Truck, and a Arthas and a Samuro. Oof, there we go, coming out from Uark Esports. Just Terras, thank you. Or is it Taras? 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 Taraz? This is the worst part. It's just like there's so many different ways to pronounce it. But thank you so much for supporting. I appreciate it. Literally nobody, no problem. Literally nobody has ever butchered it. Welcome to my stream. This will be a Joanna being banned out. The Alarak was actually removed from this game as well. They do think that it was a threat enough in the last one to be taken out here, and I actually agree. That King B on that Alarak was not something that I would personally want to deal with. They do need a main support and a off lane. They could actually off lane with the with their Phoenix, but over on the side of Uark Esports, they're going to need to, they pick up the Garrus, the Lucio. Speed boost, they're also going to have to break it down, which will buy some time in some of these elongated fights. That also is a barrier for the Kael'thas damage and Phoenix damage, so they can just keep engaging further and further into the enemy team. These next two picks, though, as I said, they do need that off lane. They are going to be needing some sort of support. Tyrande is still up and available and is very, very strong into that Anubarak. They could pick up a global, maybe like a Falstead to go into the Dahaka. There's the Tyrande. Okay. Okay. And there's the Sylvanas. I was sitting here wondering if they were going to go for a double reset composition with the Li Ming and go for like a Genji because that was up and available. Or, well, no, just grab the Sylvanas. Yeah, like that's so. What's up, Snapfire? How you doing, bud? Thanks for coming by. I gotta say this. Once again, coming out from the side of Uark, they got a strong draft. This Zul'jin could be the outlier. I mean, I said that in the last game, but realistically, if you get these stacks, and if you're going into Dahaka in the solo lane, you're going to be sitting there and just donating access to his face constantly. And if you're doing that, well, you stack up, you get that 1.1 range increase, and then if you pick up Headhunter and you can actually find the 5 kills, then you get a 2.2 range increase. And actually, you don't even need the full 150 stacks, you only need the 75 for the range increase, as the double cleave is actually at the 150 mark. So you only gotta donate a few of those. Sylvanas, Q resets on takedowns. Oh, ooh, dirty. Sylvanas technically also has resets. That's fair. Let's actually get into this. Let's find out what happens in this game. On the left hand side, we've got Ice Cream Truck with Rogdon. The new name is going to be on the Tyrande. Marco Mix is going to be on the Kael'thas.
The battle begins.
Hit my notebook here. Yeah, they're trying to figure out the sub and everything. You mind gave me. DYL is going to be on the Phoenix. We're going to have Marco Mix going to be on the Kael'thas. King B will be on the Zul'jin, and Sneaky is going to be on the Nubrek. In the top lane, we're going to be having Jax Taxman. That is going to be the Dahaka player for Uark Esports. We're going to be having Pokemaster J on the Sylvanas. Z-Blaster going to be on the Lucio. Blue Space Hat's going to be on the Garrosh, and rounding out the team with Neiman on the Li Ming. And I apologize if I'm missing some Twitch chat, but thank you all so much for hanging out. Thank you all for cheering on some teams. And Night, how you doing, bud? Thanks for coming by. Excited to be casting your game in about 40-ish minutes here. Very, very excited, Night. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for checking out the action. DYL is going to be going into Sylvanas in the bottom, or excuse me, I don't know what I'm doing with character skins today, but that's going to be Li Ming in the bottom lane. Sylvanas is actually going to be rotating over with the Lucio. They're going to be a little early to this camp, but this is going to be an objective popping up in the top lane, which means the longer this is actually going to be sitting in the bottom lane, the better. And this is the issue that you run into with having this Zul'jin, and they actually do go for that Headhunter at level 1 as well. So they're going to be looking for those kills. Kael'thas did go into the Mana Addict. It is Cyberhawk is a banned skin. I can't say anything because that's how UI work. So we'll just keep hanging out here. Jaylan, thank you so much for the follow as well. I appreciate that. We do have this. They're just not going to respond to it apparently. It is technically, I believe the rule is sub 2 minutes. I can't say anything because I literally can't say anything to the players. They won't see observer chat. I had to be set as a ref, which I wasn't. Which I didn't ask to be, but I don't need to be set either. I usually do it just in case of these situations, but oh well, if they're not going to say anything, we're just going to keep going into this, as Zul'jin is already sitting 5 stacks currently. We're going to be having the Bruiser Camp going to be picked up for this mid lane pressure. We are going to be having Blue Space Hat going into Sneaky, and I apologize for missing. We are going to be having Phoenix getting the kill onto the Sylvanas, onto the Li Ming in bottom lane. But here's the thing, in top lane, Sylvanas and friends are going to be jumping up over onto King B, who takes a ton of damage. But they're more or less also going to be making sure that this Siege Camp does not get the... Why is it banned, though? It has to do with... It's difficult to see on... Yeah, exactly. Tano. It has to do with, I believe, the chain bomb is a little difficult to see on the player bodies based on how the colors are with the skin. And then the other thing to note too is that the flame circles, specifically on the big thing, like the big one was like Sky Temple. The cybernetic skin on Sky Temple it was really, really hard to see the flame strikes. And so here, not so much the case, but it's just overall most people ban it out. King B going to be thrown out of position, and that will be Zul'jin getting picked off in this engagement. It's a 1-for-1 currently for kills, but we are going to be seeing the chain bomb being spread around to a couple players right there, but this will be first objective. Going over in favor for the members of Uark as Marco Mix steps back into top lane. We are going to be having Sneaky and Krog in mid, clearing this out, and then checking in on bottom lane. I don't know if they actually came up for the objective, but DYL was still pushing in and getting some huge value for them. Kael'thas will be picked off into the top lane as I'm missing every single kill across the map, and I do apologize. Pokemaster J and friends are just like, well, we got the kill. There's really nothing to kind of push us back right now. Let's take down a fort. Let's take down the tower. Let's get ourselves some advantages here. Also, Sylvanas' passive is going to make this such an easier time as well. We are going to be seeing those level 7s being hit first for the members of Ice Cream Truck as King B stepping forward trying to donate these axes. And they weren't around for that first kill of the game either, so they're not going to be having that initial stack. I believe that was the Li Ming getting picked off in bottom lane by this Phoenix, and you can actually see that there's a change in the lane matchups here. While yes, you are going from ranged into range, I would rather as a Dahaka player be going into a Phoenix because their blink is really telegraphed, so you know you can maybe hold your tongue drag for that. They don't have burn, which they could absolutely shred you like King B does, and also you're not donating stacks to said Zul'jin, because if they sit there and they get that increased range, that's one thing, and the other thing too is having the revolving axis so that you have that second charge, or not really second charge, but second rotation on that cleave is just a great poke tool, and it just forces people to kind of stay away from, for example, objectives. You don't want to be stepping forward into that. I'm really sad they banned Teddy Bear Stitches. I agree, but I also agree with the ban. Like when I remember when that came out, I was watching someone streaming with it, and I was like, that has to be banned. Like I wasn't even like I was like watching someone play with it. I was like, there's no way like that. Like I've casted too many games. Like there's no way that makes it through. Like and yeah, leagues banned it out like within a week. It was the same thing. Like it's the same thing. Like the Mechaterial's banned out. That is an amazing skin, but it's banned out because it's really hard to see the Holy Ground. Like it's super hard. Also the Eldruin's Might I think is hard to see. But we got some poke coming in here back and forth. No one really winning out this objective. Jax is taking a lot of damage. Is going to go ahead and have to pop the essence. King B is getting this channel, or at least trying to, and they're actually whittling down quite a few of the members here. Blue Space Hat's very low. And they're just trying to get the healing from Z-Blaster, who is getting the reverse amp. That's going to be the focus onto a Nubrak, and with that, they try and step forward, but Z-Blaster took so much damage, they don't have another amp it up as they used it to try and get that kill right there, so the Hearth will be going out into the bush. Now, Jax is going to be chasing onto DYL. This is going to be the tongue drag missing here. Dude, they actually... They into the fray them, and with that brawl breaking out, they say, cool, maybe we can step forward with some of our squishier members and maybe get some value here, but now that they're getting chased out with these main tanks, these bruisers, and this Sylvanas as well, King B says, I'll get a couple more stacks, I'll back off after that, I swear, just a couple more stacks. Currently sitting at 11 out of the 30 necessary. Striker Li Ming is banned as well. Yes, there are a ton of skins. Hey, Baja, with your wealth of experience, are there any skins that should be banned that are out that aren't? Oh, I don't know. File is so hard to see with that skin, though. Yeah, that's the thing. DYL is short for Dylan, pronounced. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dan. I appreciate that. I just go with whatever I see on the screen. But thank you so much. So it's just Dill. Yes. Dill is going to be on the Phoenix. Thank you for the correction on that one. I appreciate that, my friend. All right, so we do have we have Jackson top lane. Let's actually take a peek. They do have their Brush Stalker up and available, so they're gonna just be able to get into a flank position. Actually, gonna be using that Brush Stalker now. Let's pull away the talents as 10s are already here. Dill is right out, getting on out of here, and Neiman wants to chase this in, but with the 10 talents here, there's no way they can fight this. This is a hard spot to be in because you don't want to give this over because it's cursed availability for the enemy team, but you also don't have 10s yourself, so it's just a really risky fight. As the Wailing Arrow goes out, Z-Blaster's chasing in on this. That will be Kael'thas going down. Purification Salvo from Dill will be connecting onto so many members, but that doesn't solidify any sort of kill. They have the Blink right out. There will be the toss going out from Post from Blue Space Hat, but actually they use the Banshees forward. Sylvanas locks down the towers, but not in time, and they don't anchor quite quick enough. There we go. And that will be Sylvanas going down. They can stagger this out if they want to wait for her and have her for that push pressure, but realistically, she's not, you don't really need to lock down a tower during the objective phase because, well, the objective does that for you. Nice Sentinel coming out from the Sylvanas as well to deny the current channel, and this is just giving them time to get everyone back up and available. Web Wrap did come out from the Nubrak onto the Li Ming. Blink forward. They're going to be trying to turn this around. That will be the Disintegrate, and Nubrak's the first one to go down. That's a reset for Li Ming, and that's also going to be a nice interrupt from the Disintegrate I love Kael'Thas being able to pop that out right there and saying, no, you don't get a kill on us. Actually, we can see what the 10 talent tier is, so let's actually cycle through some of the other numbers. Let's look at the healing experience and damage numbers as well, just so we can see an idea of what's going on in our game number 2 between Ice Cream Truck and Uark Esports. And speaking of Uark Esports, they're going to be pushing in through bottom lane with a nice big wave, including these Siege Giants. Thank you, Kael'Thas, for your global voice line. Oh, blue space heads, just so close to just trying not to spread it to Neiman and just being a little too close, but actually that puts them very low in health. They had the burrowed right there. Yeah, no. They blink right out of there. They're like, that's not going to be happening. Is Anduin banned still? Anduin's banned for like week 3, 4, and 5. If I'm remembering correctly, I swore someone told me last week that Anduin would be unbanned this week. But I don't know what week this is, and I don't want to say that to teams. I could actually, like, DM an admin and probably ask them. They would probably know. But, I want to say yes, but no teams have played it so far. That will be the Indomitable used under the Garrosh. They don't want to spread that chain bomb to the friendly members, but they need to get out of here, and that also will be the reverse amp. Just making sure they get some healing and get themselves out. That is the top lane fort going down to the Sylvanas during the push. That is also going to be the bottom lane fort going down. They save their mid on the side of Ice Cream Truck. They're going to hearth back the majority of their team. They're going to grab this camp and add some pressure into lane. They need to find 13s fairly quickly on the side of Ice Cream Truck, as with this talent tier advantage and about a level lead, I would expect them to still try and pressure in and maybe get a fight while there's that talent tier down, maybe pressure up onto the boss and fight around that. We'll see if that's going to be the case as we see a couple members mounting up. That is going to be the Bruiser Camp picked up. They're sharking around for it. And I think the enemy team does know. Ice Cream Truck's like, well, let's send a Sentinel out. Gonna show that there's no one on top boss. I think they might panic a little bit right there and just be like, I don't know where they are on map. And now here they come in. That's gonna be their verse amp. They're gonna try and boost up the speed. Krog is gonna be the target here. They're trying to make it their way out. That will be the dismount, but they end up just jumping right out of there. That's not worth going that far and that deep into it. The other thing too is they could play around this boss with that talent tier advantage. Oh, they're gonna be faking this out. Sentinel goes out. They have scouted them out in the bush, and they say, you know what? It's not worth it. They know we're sitting in the bush. We know we can't take this. New heroes added in the game are banned for 2 weeks after release and cannot be drafted midway into a round. And cannot be drafted midway into a round. Thank you. I think they banned it for 3. Yeah, I think the Heroes Lounge does 3 weeks though. That's the thing. Is because on their website it says EU is like week 6, 7, 8, and North America is week 3, 4, 5. So I'll look a little bit more when we get out of this game and try and find out a definite answer. I'll just DM one of the admins. But we do have a boss play right now, and it's 13-13. They can step up onto this. The Dahaka is sitting over in this corner trying to get a tongue drag maybe onto 1. They are going to be jumping up onto the point. That is going to be the... Oh my god, everything being popped out here. That is going to be the Starfall, the Purification Salvo. That was also the break it down from Lucio trying to keep so many members alive. No one's going down, but they're trying to get these resets for Neiman, and it's not working out for them. They actually get the turnaround. That will be 4 members going down. This boss was a little too greedy for Uark Esports. This will be the channel in their favor. It's not going to be a curse, but it will be a definite push with this later game boss sitting right around that 11-minute mark, and they'll be all stacked up right now. And with 15 or so seconds across the board, this is going to be a forfeited fort. They'll probably be able to defend their keep. Lucio actually, this is risky, Lucio. They've got quite a good burn. Well, actually, the majority of your team is going to be back up soon enough. Oh, I don't know about this. But I have no clue what week we're in. Exactly. That's the thing, Tano. I don't know what week we're in either. I wish I could give you the answer, but that's the one thing that, I don't know. Alright, hold on. Tongue drag goes out, doesn't connect. That is going to be the boss focus for now. Keep Front Gate is going to be doing a lot of the work for them. Lunar Flare goes out, just connecting to also stack up that level 4 questing Lunar Blaze. They pick up the Siege Giants, and I think this is just a clean disengage. They actually shift the power over in their favor a little bit here. We actually should be. I should still be on the Dahaka, actually. They do have their brush stock up and available if they want to go ahead and grab that. Ooh, actually, I like this. I like this. Just put the Dahaka back down here. Brush stock in if necessary. That's going to be Lucio getting stalled out. Look to see a brush stock come in here, but they need to take the fight now because that 16 talent tier is coming in. Lunar Flare goes out a little, or excuse me, Starfall goes out. a little early. Isolation spreads to 1. They don't have the containment. They actually get the burrow, but they don't have any sort of healing. That's Dahaka going down. The web wrap went out as well, and now the Indomitable will be popped from the Garrosh. This late game is just falling apart for the members of Uark Esports as they find another kill. 16 talent here is going to be picked up in favor for the members of Ice Cream Truck, and they need to find a way to reset this as they have now fallen very far behind. The other thing to note too is that Zul'jin is currently sitting at 4 out of the 5 stacks necessary. We can go ahead and actually just cheat this and find out. Does it show? Wait, it should show who. I guess it's not going to tell me. Oh, well. I was thinking that we'd be able to see that. But either way, this is just going to be the top lane pressure coming in. They actually steal away the boss here. We can kind of show what their vision looks like right now. You know, you can see Sylvanas is currently hearthing in bottom lane, so they're going to be able to then push up into the top a little bit. Or, excuse me, this is their own friendly team right now. We're going to be seeing it for Dahaka and friends. And now you can just see that they know a boss is coming up here. They don't know what, but it's going to be the entire team with them. Let's see what they're able to... Oh, this is... Who didn't die yet? No, I was trying to figure it out myself too, but it's not showing me the tooltip. I could actually just do this. It looks like Lucio's the only one who hasn't died just yet. Phoenix went out, just zoned them back. Boss is about half health. This is going to be Lucio trying to amp it up a little bit here. Reverse amp, buff out that friendly team. Objective is going to be up and available. I do believe that Dahaka still has that brush stock. They could try and race over to there, but they don't have their 16s. This is very risky. And they just use their burrow as well. So I think they back off. They say, you know what, we eat this curse. We've got the waves pretty far pushed up in our favor, as this is going to be bottom lane very far forward in their favor. Yeah, they're not going to be able to deny this, but at least they're not taking a disproportionate talent fight, which is, I think, the real big goal going out for them for now. Now, looking on the side of Ice Cream Truck, we're going to be pushing in on this mid lane. We can see that the Dahaka and a couple others are going to be moving on out of here, and they actually have some vision over onto that camp, seeing that the Lucio is going to be working on that, and trying to just see if I can get onto a hero that doesn't have a questing talent. There we go. Hold on, Dahaka with the tongue drag. They're actually trying to turn this around. That's going to be the Wailing Arrow, I think, from Sylvanas as well. They actually get the Zul'jin picked off right there, and the Nubrak will follow as well. That's 2 kills you do not want to be... that's actually 2 deaths you don't want to be having right now. And Lucio so aggressively stepping so far forward, but Li Ming is able to pop off right now. They're going to chase Dill, and that's going to be the kill onto the Phoenix as well. Marco Mix is the only one left alive, but here's the thing, there is a lot of pressure going in on the lanes, and so they just say, let's de-push this, let's not lose out on a keep, and, oh, this is going to be close for this keep, actually. Oh, the best minions on Earth? No. Alright, well, they don't get it. That's so insanely close, 569, nice, health. They managed to push this back in mid lane. Kael'thas is still the only one up and available. They could try and pressure in and maybe stagger out a death, or they could just try and get some camp pressure. That might be the decision they're trying to make. I'm not sure. It looks like they just back off. They're going to regroup and kind of reset on the map. More or less, the map is kind of, I would say, is reset. The game has been reset. It's 18 to 18 in levels. It's 8 to 12 in kills, but we definitely got a lot of structures down back in favor for the members of Ice Cream Truck and Uark Esports. Sweating a little bit in this later half of the game. They're going to need to bring it their A game if they want to close this out in a 2-0 fashion, or we'll be going to game 3 here. We'll find out if Ice Cream Truck can close out in game 3. But regardless, Bruiser Camp going to be picked up. The Sentinel did come out from there. They're a little split across the map. Dahaka is going to be constantly pushing up this top lane to speed up the pressure into that top lane keep. The other thing too is that they're going to have periodic catapult pressure in favor of themselves on the side of Ice Cream Truck as well. So making sure that Dahaka is getting the clear is a huge value from them. But the one thing I want to note really quickly is that they're not showing themselves across the map too much. You can see Dahaka hasn't shown in top lane constantly. We can see the vision for a Nubrak currently is just showing mid. And so yeah, the Dahaka is up there. Maybe they can take a fight. Maybe they can take a chase. They know that they've got a member advantage right now, and so they're going in for it. I think, yeah, they definitely want to take a fight here as the Dahaka is not going to be present. They know that 20 talent here is right around the corner. Web Wrap goes out. That will be Salvo connecting onto 2, but they're really not going to get too much value here. That's going to be the Phoenix. Indomitable is going to be popped immediately. There's nothing Garrosh can do in this situation, and Garrosh will be going down. Zul'jin does finish the level or the baseline quest, so they will be able to have the second revolve onto that cleave, and with that kill onto the Garrosh, they say, cool, all right, 60 seconds. They don't have a main tank. Let's go ahead and jump onto this. And this is the thing that I was noting with the vision right there, is that they know that Dahaka was top. They could have brush stalked, but there really wasn't a great flank or position to do that in, but ooh. This late game is getting really hairy. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know who this goes over to. Let's actually check out the healing numbers as well. It's 19 to 20. No curse in favor for either side, so giving this over really doesn't yield much, and turtling up and waiting for the boss to come to your keep is probably the best bet. You can go ahead and take a peek at those 20 talent tiers on the enemy's side as they do go for the flamethrowers, correct? Yeah. On that Kael'thas, so just gonna be trying to get so much damage with that. Oh, I love flamethrower. But they go ahead, they will grab the objective, and they'll start pushing in through bottom lane. Garrosh is now back from death. So it's 5v5. Let's pull away our talents. Let's go ahead and see what this yields. Because if they actually get the picks here, they're going to take us to that game 3. They can end with this boss. They could actually end themselves. It's quite late. Phoenix goes out as well. And they know this. They need to play around this. They're saying, you know what? Give over the keep. That's absolutely fine. Okay, yeah, they give over the keep, and I don't think they try and push in any further than this. They're not going to take any advantages that they have. And I mean, realistically, like, trying to dive in and get a kill here might not work in their favor, as diving in a lot of these situations hasn't worked out in their favor. This is just so risky at this point. I'm not sure. Tribute pops up once again. No curse. They scout this boss out. This is just the tenseness right now. Oh, I need to select someone. Is it not? Oh, it's probably because I'm on a structure. Oh, I know why. There we go. Let's go. I just want to show everyone what it looks like for some of the players right now, because they're just trying to play around this vision for both sides. It's just it's so tense right now because it's such a late game moment. Either team, whoever wins this engagement, could be winning out the game, and let's find out if it's exactly going to be that. That will be the Phoenix coming out. Z-Blaster will amp it up a little bit more. Going to try and poke in it here and there. Marco Mix is going to jump out these flame strikes, but that's going to be the tongue drag connecting out onto the Uark. The Wailing Arrow goes out as well. Now they're trying to turn out onto the Garrosh, but that will be the break it down use. The isolation with the contamination at level 20 to get that splash onto so many members, but with that they say, cool, we'll go ahead and we'll let you chase out, but the longer they delay this, the better. Pokemaster has to go back because look at these catapults. Look at top lane, just gotta keep itself right there, and they go ahead and they grab this, but that's going to be Sylvanas already back, so it's a 4v4, and they're just trying to poke out with King B, who, by the way, has done an insane amount of damage in this game. 48,000 hero damage on the Zul'jin. Absolutely ridiculous. I love the blue team pushing out the lanes and securing map vision. Yeah, this is that late game where it can go in anybody's favor. It really, really can. Whew. We'll have both of these siege camp or these bruiser camps are going to be picked up here. Sentinel once again scouting out the boss, and no one's there. Tribute goes up, but it's gonna be just putting someone in the kind of advantage situation. There won't be a curse in their favor. They've got 2 keeps down on the side of Uark Gaming. They've got constant catapult pressure they've got to deal with. They've got periodic catapults defending that lane in their favor, but they're periodic, so, well, it's going to eventually push out in their favor. The other thing to note, too, is Sylvanas is showing in top lane. Indomitable will be used. They're trying to bait in this Uark. Seems to work out, but they actually just go ahead and use the Sound Blast to get them right out of there. Sylvanas is going to be rotating down now, and they say, we need you for this fight. We need everybody here. They need to poke this once, but I don't know if they're going to be having any sort of poke as they actually try to step forward on this. Look at all of that damage onto Dahaka, and they all have to retreat now. Unfortunately, in this situation, this late into the game, you cannot allow yourself to just go ahead and clear a lane like that, because unfortunately, they're going to take advantage. They know that you're down a member. They know that your Sylvanas has to rotate, and unfortunately, that will be the objective in their favor, and the Dahaka getting caught out of position, or I guess more or less just caught out in the initial engage, and they want to try and end with this. 40 seconds. Red team's core is going to be attempted right now. Uark with a couple abilities already going out. Neiman needs to try and do their best to defend this. That will be Zul'jin trying to throw out the axe as well, just to get that damage increase. King B is looking for the angle. They've also got the Tostingo. Don't forget that. So that is not the target you want to try and blow up, but that will be the huge Warlord Challenge. They also had the, oh my god, Sylvanas, excuse me, the Li Ming is trying to pop off here, but that was the web wrap. So they get one, and the core is actually starting to fall. Z-Blasters so low themselves, and it looks like Li Ming is going to be out of the cocoon, but unfortunately that will be the toss dingo going out. They throw the double toss, and that's going to be Zul'jin trying to get this, and they get the auto, but unfortunately all that's left is Kael'thas, and this is going to be Marco Mix. Actually, no, Dahaka is up and available, but there's so much. There's no way. The isolation goes out, doesn't connect, and Dahaka is trying to do their best. They're just going to tongue drag one of these units, but unfortunately there's just so much damage onto this core. I don't think Dahaka has the defenses necessary, and that will be game number 2 going over to the members of Ice Cream Truck. GG. Well played. All right, let me show. I'm just letting the other team know that if they want to, if they don't have to wait, but we are going to a game 3, so there's no way. I mean, I doubt we're gonna get I doubt we're gonna do draft and the game in 14 minutes. So I'm just letting the other team know that we are currently getting setting up for game 3, and it'll be a few moments. If they want to wait for me, absolutely. If not, that's okay. Absolutely okay. Hey, Arrow, what's up? Oh, Gaius, how you doing, Gaius? If I was Zul'jin, I'd be screaming, kill Lucio. Hey, what's up, Arrow? How you doing, bud? What a turnaround, I agree. No Zul'jin stacks on Arcanite axes, sad face. Oh, they are choosing. They know this, they know me. They apparently know me. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to bring it back right here. We'll go ahead and update the scores. As we got ourselves a series here, friends. We're going to wait on them to make the lobby. I'm going to update one little thing in the background. Cool. All right. Welcome. What's the significance of 14 minutes? The next scheduled game that I picked up is at 6 PDT. So usually a best of 3, it takes about an hour, and it takes about half an hour a game. So like a best of 3, like I could probably, an hour and a half is just about right. We had a little bit of a delayed start, and there was a lot of delays that, unfortunately, yeah. I believe he's talking about streaming another match. Yep, there's another series scheduled at 6. But I have to be in this match. I'm not gonna just dip out. That'd be rude. So, yeah, I was just letting, like, this has happened before. Like, it's just, crap happens. So, if they want to wait, cool. If not, it's understandable. It's absolutely understandable. Sometimes, like, because right now, it's only 6 PDT for me, but for those people, it's like 9 o'clock. So, like, a best of 3 that's gonna be pushed 15 to 20 minutes, I can understand if someone's like, well, no, like, I don't want to wait that time. It's understandable. I don't blame them at all. What's up with people's privacy settings? Like, I can't join into lobbies off. It's just like some people. None of these people I can join off of lobby. Holy crap. Did I change the setting in my stuff? No. Huh. Oh, we'll hope for a lobby soon. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. But if you are enjoying the stream, you're having a good time, please go ahead and hit that follow button. You can know when I go live. I do a lot of casting on this channel. Tomorrow night, I have not figured out what we're going to do, but I will figure it out soon, I promise. with some of the casting stuff, I've just been doing it kind of like at not a moment's notice, but like as it is ready to go and stuff. Well, all that's all set. All them's all set. I told them I'm ready. Let's get going. Let's go game number 3. Maybe after I can give him spooky worm. There we go. I just had to give him a spooky worm. That's all. We'll get going very soon. I'm just pumped for it because it's a good map to go for game number 3. I mean, it's how you want to close out a best of 3 series. Oops. Yes. Welcome back to game number 3 of the Heroes Lounge match between the members of Ice Cream Truck and Uark Esports. This is a Division 3 matchup. Thank you all so much for joining me. We're heading to Towers of Doom. Let's find out how we got here, because I'm sure you're sitting there just like, but wait, Bahamut, why are we on Towers of Doom? How do they have a game each? I got you. The home team is going to be Ice Cream Truck. They banned out Volskaya Foundry and Dragonshire. Uark Esports decided that they don't like Diablo maps this evening, so they've taken away Infernal Shrines and Battlefield of Eternity. Alterac Pass was the first map chosen by Ice Cream Truck. They lost that map, so they opted for first pick for game number 2. We had the members of Uark Esports take us to Cursed Hollow. And apparently, first pick is way too OP, so they lost that one. And Ice Cream Truck has opted to take us to Towers of Doom, as the loser has chosen for first pick once again. And I gotta say, Towers of Doom, it's that perfect map, in my opinion, to end a best of 3 series. But how do we get to Towers of Doom, Baha? Thank you so much, Ektar. I can always rely on you. Thank you so much. So Zeratul gonna be banned out here. I wouldn't actually... the Ana ban once again is not a bad idea. It's probably... Unless they, maybe if they don't plan to take the Tyrande themselves? Maybe ban out Tyrande for her poke? No, it's the Ana. Spider Grenade is too good. Ooh, and they're gonna opt for the Anubrak though, first pick on the side of Uark Gaming, and they're just like, you know what? We want that. We want to be the ones who step up with the big beetle and start botting people. Sorry, I'm just making sure that I'm not missing chat messages from. I have not heard back from either of those teams, so we'll see. If they get going into their game, then we'll see what's up and available, and if there's nothing, then who knows? I don't know. Figure that out later. Joanna the first pick. Phoenix to follow up. The dang sleep too. But, I mean, Dan, come on. Like, don't you want to take a nap in the middle of the Nexus? I just want to take a nap in the middle of day most of the time. Nubrak is going to be the first pick here. Tyranda's still up and available. Dahaka, high priority once again. And there's the Sylvanas. Okay. So we're seeing a Nubrak, Dahaka, and Sylvanas. Still pretty much the same draft coming out from the members of Uark Esports. Do we see... I'm just like, it's the same draft. Do we see a Sylvanas ban here? I was just like, God, not a Sylvanas. Li Ming. I don't know what it is tonight, but Sylvanas and Li Ming are the exact same hero. But do we see a Li Ming ban here for Neiman? They have not picked that up. They could also pick up a Jaina. There's a lot of options here, but that Li Ming has proven to be quite a nuisance, and yeah, I'd get rid of that. A healer that invalidates other healers is good? No. I'm pretty sure Orphea has taken several naps in the Nexus. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. That's actually, that's like 100%, yeah. I hope so. Oh my god, you guys are the best. Thanks for all hanging out. She had to listen to Decker's chat. I'm sorry for anyone's headphones. That was really good, Tano. That was so good. Oh. Kalvaz is going to be banned out here on the side of Uark Gaming. We have a Joanna and Phoenix. I hope so. Ban Li Ming. Yeah. Oh, you hope so they ban Li Ming. Okay, yeah. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. I've seen teams actually pick this up and they do like double rotations with the Zulf between top and mid. And they just they just have like an insane amount of siege pressure. But the thing is, like, they've got pretty decent wave clear on the side of Uark Esports. It's not like they're lacking in said wave clear department. Dahaka will manage their own lane pretty well. Sylvanas has got great, she's got some good value right there. We're actually gonna get a Mephisto and a Lucio picked up here. Mephisto can engage, poke a little bit in a winning, momentum-based draft like this could be. Absolutely, he's gonna continue to crush it and throw out some skulls. And hey, Siege, how you doing, bud? Thanks for coming by. I hope you're having a great night, friend. I hope you're enjoying some amazing Heroes Esports. But this is going to be Zul'jin once again, King B, saying I can stack this up no problem. Let me just show you how to donate some access to some faces. And if it didn't, is really good in the last draft, like, why not? Why not? Really quickly before we get into this game, I don't know what the status is for our next game is, so we'll figure that out later. I just want to say thank you all so much for hanging out, for supporting the channel, for following, for hosting, for subbing. I just thank you so much, everybody. I really do appreciate it. I look forward to doing this every day after work. Or pretty much every day. I am casting Monday through Thursdays. If I'm not on this channel, I'm usually somewhere else. For example, this Thursday, I do believe I'm going to be over on the Heroes Hype channel. We're going to be doing some fun games over there, so definitely check that one out. But Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week, I think we're just going to be doing casting. So we'll get some good games. We'll get some good games in front of you. And if you enjoy them, please go ahead and please hit that follow button so you know when we go live and you can check them out. I got new headphones today. How are things with you? Things are going good. It's Monday, but I had a pretty good Monday. I'm not going to lie. You like the Mephisto, Tano? Me too. I like it too. But let's go ahead. Let's find out what happens in this game number 3. On the left-hand side, we've got Ice Cream Truck. Krogdon is going to be on the Stukov. We're going to be having Dylan on the Phoenix. King B is going to be on the Zul'jin once again. Marco Mix going to be on the Zul. And rounding out the team on the Joanna, we'll be having Sneaky. On the right-hand side, we've got the other team, Uark Esports, up 1 game also in our best of 3. This is going to be a scrumptious game. Jax Taxman is going to be on the Dahaka. We're going to be moving into mid with Pokemaster J on the Sylvanas. Blue Space Hat going to be on the Anubarak. Z-Blaster on the Lucio. And Neiman rounds out the team on this Mephisto. Let's go ahead and take a peek at our mid-lane engagement, because we also do have the Backlash, I do believe. Yes, Backlash at level 1 for the Zul. So going to be trying to play this a little aggressively, just really stepping up into these enemy members' faces. And it looks like a Joanna to be solo laning, maybe just anchoring that lane. We'll see what's going to be happening right there. But King B is going to be early game going to be trying to put out this damage. The other thing to note too is they are going to be picking up the Headhunter at level 1, looking for that increased damage. That's 10%. Total after you finish it. You get 2% per kill, and then you also, once you finish the quest, your reward is the 1.1 range increase on top of the 1.1 range increase that you get from the 75 stacks of hitting heroes' faces with axes. So it's just a lot of good value here, and then that 2%, as I noted before, stacking up to 10. It's not like you get it when you finish the quest. You get it every time you get that kill onto said person. Sorry, I saw a message go through and I thought it was for me. I just want to make sure that I try and catch the team if they say, like, yeah, we'll wait. No, we won't. Like, no, that's cool. I just want to make sure that, like, I'm not holding them up from their games. That's the big thing. I just don't want them, like, waiting on me when they're just like, no, we don't really care. It's fine. It's funny. After I saw the Mephisto Spotlight, I was like, oh, he looks lame. Saw some nice gameplay with him, picked him up myself, and had a blast playing him a bit. Mephisto's great. I actually saw a lot of him during the Tespa Collegiate series. He had so much value on like Infernal Shrines and stuff like that. But King B is currently 1v1ing Pokemaster J, and the rest of the team says like, hey, by the way, like we're here, and actually they're gonna walk out just fine. As Neiman's like, I need to get out. I'm just a skeletal nervous system. And very nervous at that, but that's going to be no camp picked up in their favor. They've got this camp down in bottom lane. That Sneaky is now going to go ahead and hit the Condemn on. Also going to get that punish, and King B stepping up. That's going to be just those Arcanite axes constantly getting those slows. That cleave value, so good. Arcanite axe is actually the talent at level 7, excuse me. 4 to 4 in levels. First objective will be popping up in about 20-some seconds, excuse me, in about 30-some seconds here, as we're going to get the announcement right now. And this is going to be Neiman just pushing back this mid wave as best they can. And Joanna still pushing up top lane into Jackson. They're going to be holding this fine for now. Bottom lane, though. Are they going to be able to push in these sappers? That's the one thing that I'm wondering. Sylvanas will be able to lock them down. I do believe that she's going to use possession here. Going to be stealing away some of those minions just to slow this down. And yeah, they deny that, and this will be top and left. Actually, there's quite a few members up here, but King B is putting some axes in some faces, and I don't think they're going to go for the... Oh, wait, no. Look at Neiman here, though. In position for the Shade of Mephisto forwards. They're going to try and get the burn onto King Dingo. That was one Skull Missile that went out. Didn't connect, so they don't have the cooldown reduction onto it. They actually did take the Unyielding Power. Now they're going to jump over the wall with the Shade of Mephisto. They get back over, so they're not going to be going down. They have to pop the Hearth. Bottom lane did go over in favor for the members of Uark, and the left side went over in favor for the side of Ice Cream. So this is 1 for 1 right now. Dahaka just goes ahead and says, I gotta Hearth back. I should have my Brush Talk up and available, and that is going to be in their favor for now. So they can Brush Talk into this back corner over here, or into this back bush, and try and take an engagement that way. Pokemaster's taking way too much damage. They have the Banshees right out of there. Blue Space Hat is able to then just sneak over here and say, I'm actually the sneaky Anubrak in this game, and I'm going to go ahead and grab that objective for our friendly team, as now Neiman is stepping forward a little bit here, going to push them back quite just to the halfway point, saying, you know what, you can't push up onto our front gate of our fort. Pokemaster back down into bottom lane. She is going to be going onto the Ruinous Affliction? Overwhelming Affliction, excuse me. So she's just going to be getting the percentage-based damage. Blue's fine. Possession 200 IQ? IQ? I love Possession. It is very good. I'm not a huge fan of his character model. I agree, actually. I don't think his character model is as scary as I would personally like him to be, but that was a very, very good tongue dragon. That will be first blood of the game. First blood of the game. Let me just note that. Just now going over in favor for the side of Uark Esports. We're nearing 5 minutes in, and for that to be first blood is showing that these teams are definitely playing it a little bit slower, a little bit safer. They're trying to make sure that they're making the best decisions to keep themselves alive. And the other thing too is they don't want to be giving over any sort of kills into that Zul'jin or even the stacks. I mean, they're already nearing the halfway point, which is going to be the range increase, which will allow them to then just poke from a further distance. And those kills on top of that, it's just damage and range that you do not want to be giving over to King B. And now they have the dismount. They have the speed boost. Yeah, that's going to be the Banshees for. They say, we need to get out of here. They actually had the route onto them in time, but if the Banshees weren't there and everything, I definitely think that would have been a dead Sylvanas. But that's not the case. And we have an objective popping up here in mid lane. Let's go ahead and take a peek at this. Actually, excuse me, we have a double one. I completely missed that, as Mephisto actually goes down here and will be trying to get the delay onto Dill. And oh, they're so split right now, and this is not where you want to be. Dahaka's in a bit of a bad spot. They're getting some good damage in, as King B is just able to chunk into this so easily. Pokemaster is going to get some value as well. Let's peek down at this bottom engagement, as this is going to be Neiman going in onto Dill, and actually Dill going to get some great damage onto this Mephisto. They need to make it back behind their front gate of that bottom lane, and Sneaky's trying to sneak the channel. The Tongue Drag goes out, but it doesn't connect. They're just using the Brush Talk, and they use the Dark Swarm. They stagger that out. They're actually going to be going down here. They want to try and even out the kills, so that will be 1 for 1 for now. There's no one, though, to deny this, and they actually might... I think they're going to just trade these... Yep, this is just traded out. So it's 32-32 in core health right now, as they've just been trading back and forth on a lot of these... Or excuse me, 28-32, as they've been trading out the majority of these objectives, except for that last bell tower, which I did not think... I thought the 4 shots already hit, and I was just like, yeah, it's 32-32, but wait, math is totally a thing. We can actually take a peek at some of the other numbers here, as we already kind of seen the talents up until level 7 for a little bit now. We'll cycle back through those post 10, and we actually have the siege camp already going to be grabbed here. We're going to have some pressure coming in through bottom lane. Nice use of the is it just get back? No. Push off. There we go. Push off from the Lucio. I was like, it's not get back. It's something that he says constantly. But that push off is just such a great way to disengage or even engage in some of these engagements as even a support. Which is a little crazy to say, but, I mean, some supports, they gotta engage a little bit. Like Rhaegar's gotta bite them butts. Quick math? Yeah, very quick math. It's caster math, as I've said to people in the past. When you decide to cast games, you have to trade out one thing, and it's typically just your math skills. Blue Space Hat's gonna be stepping forward here. That will be the jailers on them as well. Bone Prison, excuse me. Yeah, they just steal that away. I don't think Blue Space Hat would have gotten much value from that. But they will be able to deny these sappers from getting any value. This does actually put... Oh, I just saw it on the minimap. I was like, wait, someone's getting caught out of position here, and that will be Mephisto. Now, the timer on these bell towers will time out with just about Mephisto's respawn, so he'll have to rotate in, but they can still poke this back a little bit and stall it out in their favor. They're going to have to go over the left side. I think that's a definite in this situation. looks like they might just be going. All right, let's go ahead and actually, so we have the left side are going to be picked up by the Zool. We are going to be having Z-Blaster taking way too much damage. Purification Salvo goes out, but Break It Down was used as well. They get the left-hand side. They're going to try and re-engage on this. Break It Down was already used. Zul'jin does have the Toss Dingo, which was not hit by the Wailing Arrow from Sylvanas, but look at Dill taking so much damage in the backline. Poison Nova going to be coming out from that Zool as well. King B is trying to dump out the damage as they have the Web Wrap go out into Sneaky, and this is going to be the Shade of Mephisto forward. They're also going to be getting these cooldown reductions, but the Endurance of Hate connects straight onto the Joanna, who just eats it to the face, and it's going to spread out to Marco, and they managed to get the turnaround onto that one. That will be Marco with the channel for now. Easy pickup, and that's going to turn the shots over in favor for Ice Cream Truck. 28-24. We do have the Z-Blaster in bottom lane just trying to get this conversion right now. They're just like, we want to get this bell tower down in our favor, so we have some extra bell tower shots, as well as the fact is then you can then feed in those sappers, which can be picked up just above, but Dill is going to go ahead and get the blink forward. There's going to be Lucio right in their face, unfortunately, and now they're going to be stepping forward here. King B could get picked off, but I think they're actually going to try and turn this around and grab some extra stacks themselves as we can actually cycle back into some of those talents and take a peek at where those quests and talents are, as we have 2 kills currently for the Headhunter on that Zul'jin, so up by 4% on that heroic damage, as well as sitting at 25 out of the 30 stacks necessary to get the second cleave. We don't have the Arcanite Axes at level 7 either. King B just going to be dumping this damage. Neiman stepping forward as well. Going to be going ahead and getting the Lightning Nova. That will be the Bone Prison as well, stepping up onto them. But Blue Space Hat is going to be burrow charging forward. Web Wrap went out onto the Zul'jin, or onto the Zool. As Zul'jin is trying to pump out this damage, and King B takes a lot themselves. They spread the poster around, gonna go ahead and heal themselves up with their trait. We have Dahaka doing double duty between the mid and top. As you can see on your mini-map right now, as they're just trying to do as much as they can. Neiman taking way too much damage. Silence underneath them, and they go down. That is not how you want to get caught out right there, especially with a bell tower coming out. They, once again, it's the same situation. They'll be spawning as the bell tower comes up. They now have to defend this without their mage, which is a lot of their burst damage if they were to step a little too far forward under this this bottom lane fort. Here's the thing too, look at Sneaky coming down here. Are they going to try and go for the aggressive engagement list? That is going to be the double cleave for Zul'jin. And Altar spawns. Mephisto back up. And you can see them on the minimap. They've got to make a long rotation into this engagement. Let's see if they're going to be able to grab that here. As the Tongue Drag went out onto 1, Marco's going to get the initial channel, and you can see it right now. They all back off. They say it's not worth it. Eat the 4 shots, and that's going to put them down to 20 core health. 28-20. And now they're trying to do the exact same thing that they were just doing on the side of Ice Cream Truck, trying to push in this bottom lane. 13-13 in talent tiers, but I don't know if they're going to be able to step up onto this camp, so they just back off and they'll grab their own. Luda Luke, how you doing? Thanks for coming by, my friend. Possession used to be an ultimate. Oh, I love Ektar with the stats. How long has it been, Ektar, since the Lost Vikings got, like a skin? Because I know that one. Alright, we are going to be having Neiman stepping forward right now. It's a lot of damage going out. We do have the reverse amp, pushing this back a little bit. And they're going to be... This is going to be Sappers. Yeah, this is going to be Sappers being able to get the... I thought they were going to be able to get the Sappers in, but unfortunately they just lock them down in time. I was like, do they get him? No. Yes? No. No? Yes. Mephisto stepping forward here, and I think this is just going to be the disengages. They just need to more or less soak up for some experience. Alright, sorry, I was just responding to the other teams, whether or not they wanted to... They were asking me if I needed more time, and I was like, oh, we're 12 minutes in on Towers of Doom. They're more than welcome to wait, but they do not have to. Let's see here. I'm just trying to look around the map and see how they're going to posture up for this. Okay. Looks like the other team... One of the teams is saying that they're okay with waiting. We'll see what if the other one wants to rush it. They're absolutely fine with that if they don't want to. Like... I get it. Like, it's already late on the West Coast, or on the East Coast. It's no big deal at all. We do have the Lucio grabbing the bottom one. Krogdong is going to be grabbing this left-hand side. No one able to interrupt it in time. That's 8 shots in their favor, and now Mephisto taking a lot of damage. That will be the Shade of Mephisto out to try and get themselves in a better position. That also will be the Endurance of Hate, and also we have to break it down all at the same time. Zul's the first one to go down in this entire engagement. I can't believe that only Zul went down. So many buttons were pressed. How did Mephisto live? I have to go back and watch that. Because Mephisto should have not lived. It has been 1,560 days since the Lost Vikings released and never got a skin. Not even a new tint of an old skin. Thank you so much, Ektar. Thank you. 15 to 15 in talent tiers, or in levels. Talent tier 16 right around the corner here as it's 24 to 12 in core health. This is really starting to move in favor for the members of Ice Cream Truck. Also, Gunblader Dude, thank you so much for the follow. I apologize for missing that earlier. Pokemaster going to be hearthing back as it looks like there's going to be pressure coming in through bottom lane with the with Dill right now. Look at this, just pew, 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 pew. I'm a Protoss. Look at me go. Single bell tower phase will be the next one coming up here, 16 to 15 in levels, and I do believe they should be able to even this up in talent tiers before they actually get this. Like, before the objective does pop up, so it should be even on that front. Yeah, 16s are just, they're going to be able to grab that from this camp right there. They're going to grab their own on the left-hand side. I hope it stays that way, otherwise more people might pick up TLV. Oh, no! Jack Taxman is going to be rush stalking in, but they don't get the tongue drag that they were looking for right there. So the altar spawns. We have sappers pushing into the bottom lane for both the teams. They kind of want to ignore these as the altar is the big thing they need to worry about. It's 24 to 12 in core health. We have Mephisto trying to push out this damage right now at 16 talent tiers. That also will be the huge Poison Nova. And look, that's going to be Mephisto going down initially in the top of the fight right now. And they're trying to turn on. That will also be the break it down user from Z Blaster. Huge cleave coming out from King B. They have the reverse amp. They had those jailers as well. Burrow char, or excuse me, the burrow right there, and unfortunately, nobody goes down. The pustule, so good from Stukov. Constant, like, I want to highlight that really quickly. What's the healing so far from Stukov? 51,000. Actually, I think there's better healing numbers if I go. Yeah, there we go. Well, they found an Uark as well. Sneaky's not going to be able to get out of there in time. 3 sappers will be pushed through. It's 24 to 8 in core health. The Unkillable is going to be popped right there as Zul'jin is looking for another one. They blink forward and it actually doesn't time out just right and Zul'jin goes down. Also, look at Phoenix's time of death. Nice. Very nice. Has Zul'jin finished that headhunter? Who hasn't died? Lucio, once again, has not died. At least close enough to Zul'jin. I'm a little surprised, actually, they're not trying to take boss right now. Because that would just put them in like, that win contention spot. Granted, I mean, it is Zul, Stukov, and they could've, it's Tank Zul, right? They could totally just take that with Tank Zul. They'll go ahead and grab some sapper camps, in, the sapper camp in top lane. Bottom will be converted back over in favor for the members of Uark Esports. And they're sitting in a rough spot right now. Zul'jin currently sitting at 43 stacks. Let's actually see. Can I highlight how much damage that is the question. There's just 200. Yes. 218 extra damage. If I'm understanding that correctly. Bell tower and top lane will be converted over in favor. So they managed to get the bottom lane. But this bell tower spawning, they might not be able to rotate on this in time. But you can see them. They're like, we need to go. We need to get to this bell tower in time. So if they do get this themselves on the side of Uark Esports, they will put them down to 23 core health. So it's only 3 shots, and they're saying, you know what? They take the 3 shots. It's whatever. We'll go ahead and take boss. And you have to know that they're on this, but what do? You need to have someone channel this. And they trade these out almost simultaneously. So realistically, I gotta say, Ice Cream Truck made a phenomenal decision because they're still up a bell tower. When the next bell tower phase does come around, they're still also in a winning position. And once they see that this enemy team is in top lane, I think it's still a vision for Zul'jin. So they can see that the enemy team is in top lane. They're like, all right, cool, let's go ahead, let's jump up onto our camp. We'll feed these in through bottom, and we'll convert this one. So we're going to be constantly forcing the enemy team to rotate around the map on our terms. Jumping over to the vision for the Uark, we can just see that they have no idea where the enemy team is. They know that they've picked up this bottom lane camp. They know that they've converted their own right now, and they can see that Phoenix is in bottom prepping at this lane. So they all are saying, rush bottom, deny them from getting these in, because there are 2 sapper camps currently pushing in through bottom lane. That's 6 shots. If they can actually get the tower converted and they still have 4 of these available and they don't get killed, they could end with that, but that's not going to be the case here as, oh my god, Z-Blaster taking so much damage. That's going to be a huge looking arm as well. King B is also going to get that attack range increase as they were here in time for said Lucio to go down. That's going to be 4 of those sappers being fed in onto that fort, and they get the conversion right there. That's going to be Dahaka going down. Durance of Hate will be going out, spreading to everybody, but unfortunately, there is nothing to follow up with damage. Bell Tower and bottom lane will be next. We don't have a timer for it just yet, but we can assume that we're about a minute off. Actually, no, we're 30 seconds off. It's 43 damage. Every 5 stacks is 1 damage. So he had 216 damage for 43 stacks. Thank you so much, Eldoran.
Destroyed a fort.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Kel. As I said, caster math. 216 damage. We do have Sneaky going to be anchoring for the friendly team right now as they're just trying to deny anyone from getting in on this. That is going to be Dahaka up in 18 seconds, and this is exactly it. I think it was said in chat already, and that is going to be the final bell tower being channeled in their favor, and that will be game number 3. Going over to Ice Cream Truck. GG, well played. Wow. Okay, I need to get tier really quickly. I'm gonna leave it on stats. We're gonna roll from this game into the next one. So I'll be right back. I'm just gonna get hot water, and then we're gonna get going into our next best of 3 series. Thank you all so much for being here. Let me show talents. I have to go to the bathroom so bad. All right. Hi. Hello. How are you all? I mostly just got hot water. That's really about it. All right. Let me update the. Let me leave whisper. Leave whisper. Night. Okay. I'm just gonna say the hello to them so they know that I'm here. I need to update all of the things. We can do this. Oh, cool. I got an invite. Okay, I need to set up some stuff. Oh boy. Oh, that highlighted weird. Oh my god. Why did it do this? There we go. All right. I just mostly need to update the team names and that's it. Like just the and team scores. So every that we're on. Left side team name is Heroes. Right side is going to be for fun's sake. Okay, and then I just need to do... You get to see me do all the stuff live and, like, panic. Okay. All right, we did it. We're here. We're ready to go. Yes. All right. Did I restart my recording? We did that. All that's good to go. All the readies are there. Thank you all so much for hanging out. I didn't check out map ban, so we'll cover that stuff in a little bit. We got a game. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Heroes Lounge. I'm your caster this evening. We have got Heroes of the United States, or HOTUS for short, on the left-hand side, and we have on the right For Fun's Sake. This is a Division 3 matchup for Heroes Lounge, and thank you all so much for joining me. Thank you also to the teams who waited an extra like 20 minutes so that we could have this. I really quickly also want to say thank you to everyone who's in chat right now. Dan Sully, Sargron, thank you so much for also the great series. Thank you. Ektar, do you have a trash can near your desk? If so, just steep the tea at your desk. Here's the thing, it's boiling the water, which I do in the kitchen. Plus, I also get like another glass of water and stuff. Porky, what's up, bud? Thanks for coming by. But how do we get to Tomb of the Spider Queen? Unfortunately, I didn't have time to do the map ban stuff. So, we'll do it all live together. So give me 1 second. I just need to write this down. I apologize for my poor casting abilities. Let's see, where is it? So. Okay. All right. No, wait, I did the wrong thing. I'm all over the place. I'm so sorry. Thanks for all hanging out though. Thanks for bearing with me. But let's see. We have this. This, oh, no, this, and all right. So I mean, Ektar, like I know you're sitting there wondering, like, man, Bahamut, how do we get to Tomb of Spider Queen for our first map between this in this best of 3 series? I'm so glad you asked. The home team is Heroes of the United States. They went ahead and banned out Volskaya Foundry. Dragonshire was banned out by the members of For Fun's Sake. We have the Alterac Pass banned by the members of Here's the United States. Towers of Doom, the best map in the world, was taken out by the Fun Squad here. And we have game number 1, Tomb of Spider Queen, chosen by the home team. That is going to be Heroes of the United States. Let's get back into our draft as we can finally take this apart here. And I just saw the most depressing thing that I think I've seen today casting. I know I'm just messing with you, but you don't gotta struggle to get everything up on screen. I'm gonna. No, I knew, like, I was like, I either get more tea, mostly just get a thing of hot water, or do the map ban stuff, and so I was like, no, we're good. I just made it seem more panicked than it actually was. It's not that big of a deal. But thank you all so much for hanging out, checking out the games. We do have an Asmodan being banned out here, so Here's the United States definitely know what is up. No ban on Sky Temple. Actually, we didn't have a ban on Sky Temple in our last series either. Doesn't seem like teams really worry or care about it. Asmo ban feels bad indeed. Sylvanas, Ana will be the first two picked up on the side of Here's the United States. We are going to be having the Joanna, Lucio, and Junkrat coming out from For Fun's Sake. I actually really like this draft so far. Junkrat is really good in the displacement between the lane rotations. He also can offer some great vision for the friendly team with the trap as well as the concussion mine. Just really great. Just start out like that's exactly kind of that's kind of the denial or the pressure that you can apply in some of these games, and it's very strong. Kael'thas will be banned out here. They just want to clear out some of the wave clear that they could be bringing to this game. The Jaina was the other priority with that, and Joanna, yeah. You hate Sky Temple? That's understandable. Any particular reason? Is it like the rotate? Like for example, the only map that I don't get excited about playing is Warhead Junction, and I don't like it because I don't like the rotations on that map. It's just I feel like in that map you end up you fight less and you lane more. And that map is very macro based, and maybe that's the reason why. Like, overall, I don't enjoy Warhead Junction. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you. Stoop Kid, thanks for coming by as well. You don't like the objective? That's fair. That's absolutely fair. Is it just I don't know. It's all right by me, but I can see why people don't like it. Uther will be picked up here. The thing is, I've casted enough Heroes of the United States to know who plays what sometimes. And this looks like it's a main tank Uther. You can basically win the map without entering the opponent's base once. I mean, technically, you could say that, though, about a lot of maps. You could technically win Alterac Pass without entering the base. Basically the same as Blackheart's Bay objective. I mean, you could win the game without... You could win by just grabbing the Punisher or the Immortal. I see what you mean. I'm being a butt about it. Stoop Kid, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that, my friend. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. But I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean, like... You don't have to enter the core. Like, I get it. Double support here. Well, it makes sense because, well, they're going to be going into the Uther main tank. And the Ana actually pairs with that very, very well to buff his healing and also her healing, as Uther will be soaking up that damage, and they also need the healing mitigation onto that Lucio with the Biotic Grenade. You never enter the base. Yeah, so, I mean, like... I see what you mean, because, like, you can, yeah, you can, the core can be damaged from just the lasers, and you don't have to, like, go up and smack it. You can say that about any map, absolutely, but I see what you mean. I absolutely see what you mean. The objective doesn't push through on Sky Temple, it just shoots. Yeah, no, I'm following you. I don't know, I've always liked it. But so, on that premise, do you not like the Hanamura Temple? Because Hanamura works the same way. Just curious. I'm not trying to be a jerk about it or anything, I'm just curious about your opinion. I don't get to talk to people about their Heroes of Storm map opinions very often. You'd be surprised that no one up here in the middle of a forest doesn't want to talk about Heroes. We want to talk about football. Ooh. Mostly because you also have casinos and you can gamble on football. You can't gamble on Heroes of the Storm. Biotic Grenade doesn't help Uther's healing, it only helps Ana's healing. Yes, I also don't. I was wondering if it's just you just don't like those objectives. And okay, I get it. Double tank versus double support. We're gonna find out if it gets the value they're looking for here. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for putting up with all of my shenanigans. But let's go ahead and get in this. We got game number 1, our best of 3 series. Go ahead and find out who's gonna take this. On the left-hand side, we've got the members of Heroes of the United States. Jub will be on the Ana. Clyde will be on the Rainer. Watson will be on the Uther. Blaze on the Sylvanas, and Waterboy beyond that Malthiel. On the right-hand side, we've got the team of For Fun's Sake. The Ginger is going to be on the Joanna. We're going to be having Abyss Nico, going to be on the Junkrat. Lyros Tome is going to be on the Lucio. Night is going to be on the Gul'dan, and Gooberman rounds out the team on the Blaze. Let's go ahead and check out our mid lane, as Gooberman already needs to get this jet propulsion right out of there. Like, no, I don't want to take that much damage. I need to get out of here. And so we are going to be having just a little bit of a back and forth in between these lanes. I didn't really talk too much about the draft on the side, or the later half of this draft here, as we are going to be having Night on this Gul'dan. Going to be having some great wave clear, but the big thing to talk about here is the Echo Corruption, also going to be draining quite a bit of health. And the one thing is that Echo Corruption might be a little difficult for Ana to deal with, as well as Watson. Both of them are notably not the best healers to deal with a lot of that damage over time, and if you can have that Echo Corruption repeated and stack up onto enemies, that really can put in so much. And Blaze being forced around here, they also get the Banshees right out of there. Ginger needs to back out, they pop the Iron Skin, getting a little bit low themselves, and Lyros needs to just get the speed boost or at least amp it up to keep the friendly members alive. They also did go into that party mix at level 1, so as they're with this 4-member group, they're going to be stacking it up quite quickly, already hitting that 200 mark, and we're only 1 minute into the game. Very, very good stacking so far on that. The other thing to note too is that Blaze will be going into the new habits at level 1, going to be trying to give themselves a self-cleanse in case they get into any sort of hairy positioning with some of these enemy members. And lastly, I mean, we can also note that Uther is going to be stacking up the Hammer of the Lightbringer, if I'm not mistaken? Yes. And then Sylvanas is going to be going for the Unfurling Shadows at level 1, and the quick way to know that one, see, now, I don't know Zul'jin stacks, but I know Unfurling Shadow stacks are basically 0.5, so it's whatever number you see right there, just half it, and I believe round down. if it is like a 7, for example. And you can just, you can know where Sylvanas' extra damage is going to be coming in from. But this bottom lane, Waterboy into Gooberman. Typically, we would see a lot of the Blazes struggle a little bit here, but it seems like with a self-heal and the aggressiveness that they've been bringing into this in this matchup, it seems like they're doing just fine on said Blaze in the solo lane. You can basically spam Sentinel Camp and hope the enemy team is too focused on the objective. That's true. That's true. That Sentinel Camp is stupid. What is that, Jimmy, level 1? Oh, that's, oh, I didn't even notice that. That is going to be Exterminator. Increase damage to minions, mercenaries, and mercs when you use your inspiration, and it increases by 100%. Baseline goes up by 50, I believe. Yes. Delicious. Oh my god, Exterminator. Typically we see that on like Battlefield of Eternity. I've never seen it on Tomb of Spider Queen. Maybe it's just to get some faster clear because that pepper is going to be, I don't know. It's honestly, this is the first time I've ever seen it on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Typically, Battlefield of Eternity makes sense because that's you're offering in a new race potential with said Raynor, but I feel like there's so many options that will be Watson getting rooted here. That's going to be a huge amount of Echo Corruption. They find Gul'dan in the backline, though. They're going to be peppering him in with that Jimmy, and that's going to be the Concussion Mine forcing Watson back right there. But first blood of the game, going to be going over to Heroes of the United States, as now Sylvanas going to be pushing out that damage into this mid lane. They back off just fine. Turn-in availability will be in favor for Heroes of the United States. We're going to see if they're going to be able to get that or if they prioritize a different sort of turn-in rotation. Typically, we see a lot of the teams trying to stagger in the Bruiser camp, and actually Watson and friends might be backing off to try and do... Oh, they're just grabbing well, I think. But typically, we would see that those two staggered in together because then you can get the extra armor... you can get the armor reduction as you're pushing in with the wave, so Gul'dan is a little more mitigated. Back off. Nice. Just Lucio finishing party mix and easy. Here's the thing though, Raynor. No one gonna be stopping Raynor in time. BOE is the only map where you consider picking it, in my opinion. There's probably a better ace in the hole. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Like, you don't, like, I don't know. It's the one map where you can pick it up, but still there's like kind of better options. Does Here's the Storm not track half points of damage? SC2 does, and Hero's Engine is basically the same. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I just assume it's round down. That's I mean, I just use D&D rules, to be honest. Because I believe D&D rules is always, it's you know, you half a number and round down. Like for example, like Fireball. You know, you roll 33 damage and someone makes the save DC, then you typically take half of 33 rounding down. You know, there could be house rules. They could do rounding up for funsies. Regardless, 7-7 in levels. We're gonna be having some push into this top lane. Lyros is just trying to push it into this enemy team, but they are way too far forward, and that's going to be Heroes of the United States stepping up a little bit further. Night gonna get stunned out here by Watson. Gonna try and get some extra damage in as well, and Hammer the Lightbringer will be finished here in sub 5 minutes. Going to also be sieging in through this top lane fort, so they will confirm this. Sylvanas will lock it down just to make sure that they're going to get it. And oh my god, Abyss makes it out with some 15 health. What? Turn-in will be available for the members of For Fun's Sake. Here's the United States need to defend this. They've actually pushed in with their Malthael into bottom lane. 33 gems in the bank for them right now, or at least in their clutches right now. You can actually cycle it through and see we got Blaze, Junkrat, and Joanna with the majority of said gems. And actually look at some of the other numbers here as Ginger is going to get stunned out, going to pop that Iron Skin, still staying forward as Night is trying to get that damage in as well. Not going to be able to get what they're looking for. And we'll check on some of those questing talents in a minute, but we can look at some of the healing numbers as well and some of that experience just to see where, you know, where this level deficit is going to be forming from, and just, you know, highlighting those healers. It's always good to show how much healing they're able to get out here, as that Ana with 19,000, nearing 20,000 themselves, but Lucio just constantly chunking that up as they're going to be chasing Ginger, who, well, a Joanna player is going to be a little low on health constantly. I think it's rounding up and down. Wait, rounding up and down? So is it different for every single kind? Like, would you say like different damage numbers to give different rounding? I mean, realistically, the best option would be go into like try mode, and then select my character, and then see how much damage I'm doing to like the dummies, and then see how much damage it says that I'm doing. You know, that's probably the best way to do it. And then find out like auto attack damage, mage damage, and heroic damage. Maybe all three of those are split. Who knows? Level 9, though, to 8. We do have Web Weavers descending in favor for the members of For Fun's Sake. They're going to try and close this experience gap. And speaking of experience gap, we can actually show the experience right now. But this mid lane clear is going to be fairly quick. They lose their front gate. Bottom lane is so far pushed back, they don't even need to worry about it. And top lane, though, this is where we see a lot of teams typically focus in because this is the boss lane. You can stagger in the Web Weavers with the boss push, and that's a huge value together. That's going to be the D shield onto the Tormented Souls from Waterboy right now. Silence, just the speed boost coming out from Lyros. They're just trying to make their way out of here, but I think that's going to be Gooberman and Z-Ginger simultaneously being picked off. You can see their death timers are at 19. They're like exact. There's a little bit of a delay. Like some of the numbers, yeah, 14 to 14, 13, 13. Yeah, there's a little bit of a delay right there. But the thing is, they managed to deter that entire push and only really losing some health on their fort. They'll just jump over and say, "Cool, this is now a boss for us. We have turned in after this. We're gonna try and stagger and turn in with boss, and that will be a huge double value for them on the side of Heroes of the United States." Now, they have to know this is happening. They don't have their 10s, but they could try and poke in, and I wonder if that's the case. Let's actually jump back over to some of the talents right now, as I'm curious what the stacking is going to be. That Taste for Explosions on the onto the Junkrat is currently sitting at 35 out of the 200 stacks, if I'm not mistaken. Blaze sitting at 13 out of the 15 on the... Oh, no. See, this is where you want to have the new habits done already, because that self-cleanse could have been huge for them right there. But now we have boss pushing in. Web Weavers are going to be descending. This looks like here's the United States are going to try and get some huge value with this. The other thing to note, too, is they've got the Sylvanas. She can use her passive to lock down these towers. If it's 0.5 damage, it's probably rounding up. If it's below 0.5, it's probably rounding down. That's fair. That's absolutely fair. It's always the 0.5 where it's like, I guess you check the next decimal over and see where that goes. Regardless, Riptire will be coming out. That's going to be some damage out. Break it down as well, but here's the thing, the Tormented Souls in the backline, as well as just the Maltheo trying to get the damage to the backline, and being able to step forward like that is so valuable for the friendly team, as Z-Ginger is going to be going down on top of the Blaze. Webweaver is still very healthy. Boss sitting at about a third its health, and here's the United States 9 minutes into this game. 9 minutes in, chat. They're going to be stepping up onto this core. They want to try and end, and Night is like, well, let me at least get some more Echo Corruption stacks onto you. Maybe I can finish this out. They've got the Horrify if they want to try and split them apart. Their core is starting to lose a lot of health. They've got to make a big decision here. Gooberman is back. 50%'s already fallen here, and that's also going to be the boss going down. Horrify did go out. This is going to be Blaze on the other side of this core, and Night is so low. They go down. Sub 10 minutes. The quickest Heroes Lounge North American Season 2 game that I've casted. GG. Well played. Wow. Just gonna screenshot that one. I don't know. I don't have words. That was a... I mean, like, I've casted Heroes of the United States in many different leagues, in many different games. They're a strong frickin' team. They are a very strong team, and I think that was a very good example of said strong team. All right, so we already know. Cool. Man, I gotta say this. I will just shout out to, like, they're so good at communicating through like, if they're like, all right, cool, like, we're using Match Lounge 2 tonight, and we're gonna discuss all of our stuff in there. It's just like I can leave that open. It's just like, all right, cool, there they are. We take first pick. Cool, we can roll into this. It's just kudos to the teams. Like, it's the organization's so very well done from within Heroes Lounge as well as the teams as well. It's just, and I just show up and I'm like, hey, I want to cast your team. Did Sylv even get a lot of stacks? Not really. Sylv did, yeah. She barely got any stacks. Do I have another? I don't have Twitch. Okay. That's that was caps lock. Where are we going for game? Oh, okay, we're going here. Managed to miss my pit cap. Bump and bum, bum. Sarcasm? Oh well. I don't know why Unfurling Shadows is popular. I prefer both other talents. What's funny is, like, you wrote it wrong, but I read it the way that you intended to write it. Weird. Brains are weird. I'm gonna push R. Teams are all set. Team 2 gets... Yeah, cool. All right. We're all ready to go. Really quickly, I just want to say thank you all for hanging out. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for donating, following, subbing, all of that, hosting. I really, really appreciate it. If you do enjoy the stream, you're enjoying the casted games, please go ahead and hit that follow button. I do a lot of that. I cast quite a bit on this channel. My normal stream schedule is Monday through Thursday. If I'm not on this channel, which on this Thursday I won't be, I'll actually be over on the Heroes Hype channel starting at 5 PDT. We'll have some fun games over there. But typically, that's my normal streaming days. You can find me right around after work, 5 o'clock PDT, 8 o'clock EDT. And then I'll usually stream for 4 to 5 hours, casting games, playing games, something. So if you do enjoy the stream, this is the majority of the content that you'll see. And sometimes on the weekend, we'll play some games, but it's very kind of here and there. We got some ideas, but we got a game in first. Welcome back to Heroes Lounge. I am your caster, Bahamut. On the left-hand side, we've got Heroes of the United States, or HOTUS for short. And then on the right, we have For Fun's Sake. This is a best-of-3 series, and we are in our second game. And if you're sitting there, and your name is Ektar, and you're like, why are we here? I got you. I got you, boo. The home team is Heroes of the United States. They went ahead and banned out Volskaya Foundry and Alterac Pass. The away team is going to be For Fun's Sake, and they ban out Dragonshire and Towers of Doom. First map was chosen by Heroes of the United States as the home team, and they opted for Tomb of the Spider Queen. They won that game, and For Fun's Sake opted for first pick for game number 2. So Heroes of the United States said, you know what? We haven't seen some Diablo maps. Let's go ahead and jump on over to Infernal Shrines. And I already heard some bans coming out here, so let's go ahead and take a peek, as Sylvanas is going to be removed by the members of For Fun's Sake, and Ana taken out of this game. And it looks like they're not going to be running any sort of double support, and as well as the other factor is that first pick was chosen from For Fun's Sake, so they didn't want to give over that Ana. Oh yeah, our brains just correct things themselves. Oh, it's great. No, it absolutely is. The other thing too is it also likes to move things around, so it's incorrect for me. Bahamut is awesome, best caster I've come across. Oh, thank you so much, Mikey Yoon. I appreciate that, bud. We're definitely gonna be checking out some other games for casting. Like I'm never gonna leave Heroes. That's like, as long as there's 10 people that want to be casted, I will cast their games. Like, I'll always be here. But definitely when Warcraft 3 Reforged comes out, like, I want to take a peek at that, because casting that, like, I did a little bit of a casting of that for Heroes Hype with Cat Peach. I had so much fun. Like, it's rare when you cast for 4 hours straight and you're like, oh man, 4 hours just went by. Like, typically after 4 hours of casting, you're just like, I'm done. I want a gin and tonic. I just want to lay on the floor. I want to have all the beers. So it was really, really fun. I was like, well, like, maybe I want to check this out as, like, Reforged comes in a little bit further. But Wipeout, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you for supporting the stream here. Very much appreciate that, my friend. Here's the United States is the best team. Hello? My boy? They picked the boy? That's it. Draft's over. That's it. Back to the desk. That's great. That's all they needed. No, it's actually, we do have a Jaina being picked up here with a Garrosh. I actually really like that combo right there. You're going to be able to lock them down with the Garrosh with the Warlord's Challenge and then blow them up with Jaina. You could opt for Ring of Frost or Water Elemental. Both of them are viable picks. With the Warlord's Challenge and the Ring of Frost, you could be going ahead and getting that double up, but the thing is, Water Elemental does get a lot of good poke value and sustained damage. The other thing to note too is that Abathur can clone said Jaina, and she gets the her passive is then still amplified by the real Jaina, I guess you'll call them. So there's going to be, you know, Abathur Jaina and real Jaina. if the real one already hits them with an Ice Lance, the fake one doesn't need to have that initial frost marking. They can just get that burst. So it's a small damage buff to be able to do that. But that's the thing, is it's a small damage buff, and that could be the difference of an entire team fight when it comes to situations like this. You could write like that and still read it correctly. I've read something about study with this phenomenon. Yeah, it's basically if the first letter and the last letter are in the correct... Basically, if the first and the last letter are the right ones and everything in between is correct, it doesn't matter what the order is. And it's not everybody, it's the majority of people. Like, my dad showed this to me once too, and he was just like, can you do this? And I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, it's not a lot of people. Like, it's not... A lot of people can, but it's not everybody, if I'm understanding it. It's a weird thing with brains. Asmodan will be needing something to pick up some extra clear in these waves. We could see something like a Kael'thas here. Azul! I think the Azul is going to be more or less in the solo lane, at least based on the player name that I'm seeing. But Jub is going to be grabbing, or at least Rhaegar is going to be grabbed here on the side of Heroes of the United States. They're going to need to round up this draft, though, on the side of For Fun's Sake. And they needed something for that solo lane. Well, actually, they're going to need something because Abathur just can't sit in the lane by themselves. You're gonna need something to push that back. Azul will constantly push into that Abathur. Sonya, okay. So gonna be having Sonya for that. Abathur will be kind of slugging around trying to buff out these lanes and also be utilized. So for example, when the objective pops up in top lane, Abathur should be body soaking bottom lane and hatting like the friendly members on the objective, or hatting the mid lane so that way they can get the double lane soak, and then the friendly team can then just fight in top. They're going to be a member down, so we're going to see what sort of advantage they're going to build with themselves here on the side of Heroes of the United States to match that Abathur experience coming in. Do they go for more kills? No. They rotate around the map with a bug lady. I love this draft so much. Like, you have no idea. This is... Back in the day, this is triple specialist, and people would be like, no, it's triple specialist. I would never touch that with a 10-foot pole. But here, none of them are specialists. We've got 2 ranged assassins, a support, right? Support? Yeah. No, a healer. Yeah, because supports are like, it's like Medivh or Lost Vikings. Or Abathur, I believe, is a support. And then you've got 2 ranged assassins, Zagara and Asmodan. They'll punish the Abathur really badly. The longer the words, and the longer, I think just the sentences are hard for me. It probably depends on the person's skill with specific language, and the longer the words are, the harder it gets to read correctly. I mean, I was raised by 2 immigrants, and English was not their first language, so yeah. And I went to Detroit public schools, so. There's that. No, it's the other thing too is like internet names are extremely difficult. Like, cause like I could see someone's name split in different spots than someone else would read it. So they would read. There's one name like that. Like I was reading wrong, and it was like Pindlebot, but I was calling them like Pin Deadbolt or something. Because I was breaking it apart differently, but like I was watching someone else's stream and they're like, oh, that's Pindlebot, and I'm like, oh my god, I've been saying it wrong forever. They're like, oh, I didn't care. But let's go ahead. Let's actually jump into this. On the left-hand side, we've got the members of Heroes of the United States up 1 game in our best of 3 series. We've got Clyde on the Asmodan, Blaze will be on the Zagara, Waterboy going to be on the Zul, Jub going to be on the Rhaegar, and Watson rounds out the team on the Joanna. Zarya, Tassadar, TLV, Abathur, and Medivh are also